Continue with YouTube or Facebook. The hell? Oh, happy hump day, everybody. I forgot it was hump day.
Yeah, is it?
Sad today.
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Oh, my goodness. I want to be kind of happy today, but it's kind of hard to do that in a lot of ways. The Spurs dropped one big time in OKC last night, and they are hanging on by a thread now in a must-win situation tomorrow night back here in San Antonio, Game 6. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix, and happy to have you along today.
And, now they do face a must-win. The Spurs, listening to yesterday's show, and said, we got to make Reinagle right. Eventually, he's got to be right about something, so we're going to – I'm kidding. Last night was so frustrating to watch, especially in the second half. You want to react today? What was wrong with Wemby last night? You get a great game finally from Julian Champagnie. You wasted the Champagnie game.
Yes.
Devin Vassell, who has been fantastic, was anything but last night. And now they do face the must-win situation. 210-656-ESPN. 656-3776. If you're watching on YouTube, you realize things look a little different. We've had an 8-minute scramble drill because the AC in the studio is still not out. Dude is still on that ladder where you only see half of him. I don't know what the hell that guy is doing. He's paid by the hour, so and we're like, I can't go in there. So we transitioned to the Alamo Lounge, and well, the Alamo Lounge wasn't ready for us, but we just kicked in the doors and we're taking it over today.
We're taking over, and that's what we do.
Yes.
I mean, you just get in there and make it happen. And here we are in the comfort of air conditioning doing a show. It is very nice, and we appreciate the hustle of everybody to allow this to happen.
Why is it that the room in this building that gets used the least, the air conditioner works? It's the coolest room in here.
I have no idea.
And now we're in this vast studio where we've done live shows, live events, and we've got a studio audience of 0. It feels kind of weird.
It really does feel kind of weird, and it feels like we're just open. We're usually in the studio where you're a little more closed in. We've got a window. I can actually look outside.
Yes.
Which is there's a tree right there.
There's a patio.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How about that?
An outside world. Now, you've got to do something, Joe, to fix your camera, because Joe has had computer issues today. Very similar to that. It's not that camera. You've got the wrong camera set up on your deal.
Oh, damn sure.
That's why it looks like you're on a toilet. As one of the comments on YouTube said, why is Joe in the bathroom? Because, and yes, Pledge is still in the sweat box wearing his sweatshirt.
I'm going away for a minute. I'll come back.
Would you?
Yeah.
Come back about 6:15?
That'd be fine. You want to handle it till then?
No. Although I have a feeling today's one of those days where you just want to get it off your chest. And that's what we've cleared the deck today to be able to do just that. 210-656-ESPN. 656-3776, because in a damn near must-win game, in the biggest game of the season, series is tied 2-2. We know the Game 5 winner wins the series the majority of the time.
That usually happens.
In the history of the Spurs Thunder playoff series, it's 100% of the time. In a 2-2 series, the Game 5 winner has won the series in 6. And Wemby does not show up.
Not at all.
Wemby was awful last night. Dude took 2 shots at 2 in the first quarter. He does finish with 20 points because, he got to the free throw line finally, but living outside, not doing anything, a 4 of 15 night, and we would love to hear his thoughts on what went wrong, but Wemby skipped out on media obligations last night.
Which you're not supposed to do, just in case everybody, and I know a lot of you are saying, he should have to do that. You're obligated to do that.
It's his job.
It is his job, but the NBA mandates that in this particular round of the playoffs. So Wemby fortunate because most people get fined for doing what he did last night, but Wemby just gets a little warning from the NBA.
Which, again, a warning, not a fine.
Not a fine.
Mike Finger thinks, he tweeted, might be a first, that it's not an automatic fine.
Yep.
Sam Amick, who used to be with USA Today and now with The Athletic, tweeted out the NBA's rationale for not fining Vic and instead issuing him a warning. Took into account he's considered a first-time offender on this front, part of standard procedure, though Sam said, I did think they might come down harder on him because of the magnitude of the moment being the Western Conference Finals, and, dude, you laid an egg. And I know Wemby is going to be the face of the NBA if he's not already. That's part of the obligation.
Yep.
You cannot duck out after a bad game. You just can't do that. It makes you look bad. Now, if we find out that something in his personal life had something to do with it, all right, I can forgive the guy. But typically speaking, in a situation like that, if he learned some news of a family member, if he's been under the weather, something, they would say, hey, Vic isn't going to talk tonight, something's going on. But according to Mike Finger's column in the San Antonio Express News, while Keldon Johnson in his cowboy hat was doing interviews,
Champagny was doing interviews.
Vic put on his designer suit and walked right past the media, out the locker room, and to the bus.
Well, look, that's why I'm a little more upset with him maybe than most people are. And I know Wemby can do no wrong around here. I get that. But it's not just us in the media. It's his teammates. His teammates didn't have a choice. They went out there. They faced the music. They answered questions. And if you're the leader of a team, then you should be there to answer those questions. I don't care that you're just 22 years old. You know, you make a big speech about why you want to be the MVP and you're the face of the league and everybody's telling you how great you are and you're the alien and all this, and you have a bad game and you run. To me, that's what's more important than this. And look, I love the guy. He's going to be a big star, and I hope they go on to win the next 2 games. But you can't do what he did. You cannot let your teammates down and run out on them while they're having to sit there and answer questions for you. And that's just, to me, is unacceptable.
And when you do it after a crap game, you just look small. You do. I mean, he didn't do something like that after the incredible Game 1 heroics.
No, he didn't.
Couldn't wait to get to the podium. And it is a part of the job. And dare I say, the biggest immature fumble that he has made as a San Antonio Spur. And that's just a sign of maturity. If, I'm trying to think of what superstar and what you would be saying if LeBron James ducked out on media obligations, if, pick your superstar, and we would be crushing them. Wemby deserves the same. He does, because that is a big part of the job. And you can't take all the flowers after a big game and not face the questions after a loss. You look at every quarterback out there in the NFL. Quarterbacks mandated, they know they're going to the podium. And if they don't go to the podium, they're out. And if you're curious how it works, you have your podium people, and then you have everybody else.
Yep.
So reporters can ask questions at the locker of who's available, but then you have your guys on the podium. I'm going to assume, I was not in Oklahoma City last night, that the list of podium people probably included Vic, because he would be expected at the podium, which is why in the locker room, reporters aren't asking him questions because they know they will get the opportunity at the podium. It's that professional protocol that, all right, yeah, get dressed. We're going to have you here in a few minutes.
Right.
Otherwise, those reporters wouldn't have let him just walk out of the locker room the way Mike Finger described it in the Express News today. It's a bad look. It's an immature look for Wemby. A learning experience. In the grand scheme of things, not that big a deal. But wouldn't you like to know as a fan, which the media is trying to get information and answers for the fans, what was Wemby saying on the bench? And what did he whisper into the ears of a couple of role guys that got to go into the game? Not that he would have answered, but you would have gotten some kind of answer.
Well, I think it was to some effect was to knock the crap out of McCain or that dude, because he got rocked twice once by Bismack Biyombo and once by Plumlee. Like, I don't care about that. You want to go out and you want to be physical with them, be physical. I'm okay with that. And I think it's about time Mitch Johnson put those guys in to be thuggish, if that's what you want. What concerns me more is that the comments on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page are like, oh, it's okay. Wemby can do that. He just didn't want to say anything emotional. And man, that is the biggest bunch of crap I have ever heard. Is he not mature enough to go to the podium and not say something stupid or be baited into something stupid? That I get where everybody wants to take up for Wemby, but he's got obligations just like every other player in the NBA. Why does he get to escape and nobody else does?
Well, as one comment on YouTube said, be a pull Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Right.
And I'd love for him to go off on the officials. Dude can afford the fines. And quite frankly, you see the officiating last night. Again, every fan base gets frustrated with the officials. They do. But there were some calls last night, and you just shrug your shoulders. And even Steph Castle, and I don't know if he'll get fined for this because this is a high-level way of saying they don't let us play the same way they let them guys play.
Trying to play through it, it's tough. I just think with the way they guard, how physical they are, we don't get that same luxury to be able to play as physical on the other end at times. But offensively, I think we do a good job of screening and playing through it. So I think we create a lot of advantages, but I think we just missed a lot of open shots tonight.
And that's the way to put it. But, I have such a hard time with all of that. And I really do, just simply because – you knew Oklahoma City was going to get the whistle last night. Is anybody really surprised by that?
No, not at all.
But everybody acts like, oh my God, they just hate San Antonio. They're so against San Antonio. It's ridiculous. It's totally again. I'm gonna calm down.
No, you're not.
No, I am.
No, I won't let that happen.
I'm gonna calm down because it's like I don't understand. All of you out there listening and watching have watched the NBA for years. This is not new. I don't know why everybody is surprised. Home teams, stars get calls. Wemby got calls last night that I'm thinking, wow, that's a good call for Wemby. Like, they get calls. That's the way that it works. I didn't see the one-sided game that everybody else saw. I think everybody's pissed off about the goaltending call that should have been called.
Well, that's one.
The ball off of Chet's foot.
That's two.
Okay. Mitch screwed that up.
He did.
Okay, he screwed that up. Now I will say they should have never gone to a supposed challenge, but the rule in the NBA is you have to call a timeout before you can challenge a play. And I don't know if somebody saw something I didn't see. Mitch Johnson never did that.
The only thing that I don't know is was he screaming timeout while doing the motion for the challenge? But also, I know what black and white rule, call timeout, then you can challenge a play. It's not like the NFL where the coach is walking around and then pulls out a red flag and throws it on the floor. But we have seen what appears to be a coach just make the hand signal. The timeout is assumed if you're doing that, and they grant it.
Why would the timeout be assumed? Because
if you're making that motion, you're asking for the review, and I don't know that he wasn't screaming timeout. But also, I feel like not that I've paid that close attention, that you see coaches calling for the challenge, they stop the play, and you never see the actual motion of calling for the timeout. I know the letter of the law says that you have to call timeout, then ask for the review, but we've seen it enough to where it feels like that step might be a little bit of a gray area. And then Mitch's response, very short and succinct, of what the refs told him. Maybe. He quite frankly just said, they said they didn't see me.
Yes, that's what he said.
Which would also indicate they wouldn't have seen him calling a timeout or asking for the review, even though it looked like the ref was sitting right there and, completely ignoring him.
Well, look, if he called a timeout, then he got screwed. I never saw him do the timeouts. All I saw was this. And if that's assumed in the NBA, and I would have to ask coaches all over the place or officials or somebody else, but the letter of the law is you have to call a timeout first, then you challenge. That's what the rules say. So if he did that all in one motion, he did that all in one motion. But again, I mean, the call was pretty clear. It should have never come to that anyway.
True.
It was off Chet's foot. It was pretty good, and they missed the call. They missed that. They missed the goaltend call. I'm not sure what else we're complaining about today. Is there something else?
Oh, there's a lot to complain about.
No, well, sure.
A lot.
Well, I've been in debates all morning with people complaining about stuff that I'm just like, I don't get it.
Well, now they have a must-win game tomorrow. There will be no debate with Joe tomorrow about is tonight a must-win.
It is a must-win game. Yes, without a doubt.
For the San Antonio Spurs.
No doubt. A must-win game for the Spurs. Let's talk about it. We'll hear from some more of the participants last night. And I love you guys. Can I just say that? I love you guys. I just want you to know, if you don't know this already, I am a huge Spurs fan, but I am not just a 100% dyed-in-the-wool homer that I'm going to support everything that the Spurs do. So if that's what you're looking for, you're in the wrong place. We'll talk more Spurs basketball when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Children want and need to be active. Sometimes everyday activities can be difficult for children with asthma. May is Asthma Awareness Month. The City of San Antonio Metro Health's SA Kids Breathe program is here to help. This free program offers education to better understand and control your child's asthma. If you have a child with asthma between the ages of 3 and 17 and live in Bexar County, call 210-207-7282 or visit sa.gov/health.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, get any size mattress for one low price starting at $219.99. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
On top of home and auto, Progressive protects your boat, RV, and motorcycle so you can explore the unknown.
Actually, we just take the RV to the same campground every year.
Well, maybe you can catch your own dinner on your boat.
Oh, we can actually get pizza delivered there from this brick oven place we love.
Will you at least try a new topping?
Honestly, probably not. We kind of have a go-to order.
Fine. Just bundle home or auto insurance with your outdoor vehicles with Progressive and stay protected when you go, I guess, where you've gone before. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at insurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2006 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. You could be one of millions of drivers that may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan, you pick your deductible, you even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included, and your rate won't go up no matter how many claims you file. Get your vehicle protected now and save costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. Call 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. That's 800-253-6203.
All right, step up. If you really know the Rangers, this is your game on Rangers Game Day. Make your call in the morning huddles, Ranger Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger who takes one deep. He hits one, you're in. Ranger tickets. He hits two. Now we're talking tickets and a hotel stay. Big swings, big rewards. Wake up with the morning huddle and cash in with the morning huddles, Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports.
Oh, back here on the Blitz 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Happy to have y'all along. You got to love the debate. I'm Joe Reinigle. He is Jason Minix, and we are. Well, it's a bitch session. If you want to bitch and complain and all of that kind of stuff, we're here for you. Because I'm going to, so you might as well join me. I mean, what the heck,
well,
right? Let's go.
That's the bottom line. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. On Twitter, at Joe Reinigle 210. You can tweet at me at Jason Minix. If you're watching on YouTube through sasportstar.com, or if you're already on YouTube, just search out San Antonio Sports Star. You can comment there. We'll have a poll question up momentarily. But in the meantime, a disaster for the Spurs last night. And look, officials, bitch about them all day long if you want. And we may or may not agree, but I and one of us will always disagree when it comes to officials. But were there some bad calls? Yes. Did they go both ways? But the Spurs shot 29% from three. We've seen this team all year. When they're below 30%, they don't win. They also had 15 turnovers that led to 20 points, and Wemby was awful. He was 4 of 15. And say what you want about Wemby's offensive game last night, but he is the defensive player of the year. But as the primary defender last night, the Thunder were 69% shooting against Wemby. They made 11 of 16 shots when your defensive player of the year was the primary defender. We've dealt with Wemby having offensive nights, but his defense has been there. Last night, he was bad on both ends of the court.
You know, I'm wondering, and I'm anxious to hear everybody's thoughts. You included, Minix. Wemby looks gassed.
He does.
He looks tired. And look, I'm going to give him a break. I mean, the guy's got to play 40 minutes a night against a very physical defense and offense, for that matter. Luke Cornett is not giving the Spurs anything. He's just not, and that's really all they have, or at least it's the only guy that Mitch Johnson trusts at this point in time. And I'm wondering, because when I'm watching the game last night and I'm seeing Wemby floating around the outside for the majority of the game, is it because he is tired and doesn't want to get down there and get banged around a little bit? I don't know if that's a Mitch Johnson call, if that's a Wemby call, or if it's a combined call. But Wemby sat outside the three-point stripe for the majority of the night. Every time he went in the paint, he got an easy bucket. But he didn't go down there very often, and I'm wondering why. And the only thing I can figure out is he's tired and doesn't want to get into that scrum.
Well, I think there is that. And I think you credit, to a degree, Oklahoma City's game plan. defensively. They're doing a good job of pushing them out, and the Spurs have to adjust. To me, that is on Mitch. Although Mitch did say last night, quite frankly, you got to get more than 15 shots from Vic.
We're going to need to. He's got to take more than 15 shots, even with the free throws. And, yeah, he's going to have to score more than 20 points for sure.
Yeah, I would say he's going to have to do that without a doubt. He's got to be more assertive, more aggressive. And quite frankly, I was thinking about it, Jason, while I'm watching that. That, to me, might have been the worst game of the season for Victor Wembanyama. I can't remember all of them, but to me, it's the last one I can remember, and it was bad.
Because even when he and De'Aaron Fox were brutal offensively, game one against Minnesota, his defense was there. He was bad on both ends last night. Yeah. He does look tired. Mitch was asked, do you have to scheme against exhaustion?
You know, there's probably moments where you feel like the game can be in the balance or really crucial part of the game, I guess, whether you're making a run or the other team's making a run. And sometimes that can supersede the typical rotation or what you're trying to do. But, you know, there's an understanding that if we want these guys to play a certain way, they have to be able to have energy to do it. And so sometimes you just got to make a gut call on that in terms of, you know, what that means in the moment and playing certain guys and then what the return on that could be.
You know, I feel for Mitch in a sense that it's hard for him to get Wemby some break time.
Yep.
I mean, it just is. And with a game 6 must-win situation, dude, if I'm Mitch Johnson, I'm tempted. Dude, you're out there for 48.
That's it.
I can't sit you down at all.
I mean, he'll be in bed at 8:30 tonight, no phone, and whatever chamber he might need to be in, call Tom Brady and see what kind of tips you can get. We know Wemby does all of that. And again, if he goes out and has a monster game tomorrow, well, we're not going to talk about this one or why he skipped the media session and all that kind of stuff. His answers need to be on the court. Bottom line, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Spurs now down in the series 2-3 after an awful game last night. Let's talk about it. John, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man? Yep.
I totally agree with you on that. And look, there were some bad calls last night, some iffy calls. There's no question. And I don't deny that at all. But I know enough, and all of you do as well, because you watch enough basketball, that Oklahoma City was going to get the whistle last night. They were going to. It's just inevitable. And you know what? Come tomorrow night, I would be willing to bet that the Spurs get the whistle tomorrow night. And you can be conspiracy theorists if you want to be, but I don't think the NBA, NBC would like nothing more than a Game 7 on Saturday night.
You know they would, and we'll see if the officiating crew says the extender is going to be in the building. Scott Foster.
Be there.
See,
yes.
Tony Brothers gets the OKC games, and we get Scott Foster. Hey, Gary, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man? Well, Gary, you realize they're getting ready for Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals. This roster has done extremely well in getting here. Now you got matchups where you go, man, it would be nice to have one of those. It might be nice to have one of those. It is, Gary, but I mean, they've made it to the Western Conference Finals, and now you're making it sound like they've got this inferior roster. Matchups are a problem. Luke Cornett has not been good in this series. It's wild when you look at it. And again, I think that's where the frustration comes in. If we would have said in October, this team is going to go to at least a Game 6, maybe a Game 7 of Western Conference Finals, would you sign up for it? All of us would have said yes. Now that we're here, damn it, you can't lose now when this is a problem and this is a problem. That it's like portrait mode on your iPhone and you realize you got a zit that you didn't know you had. I mean, there's blemishes everywhere.
Well, there are. And look, but I understand. I get it. This team, the way it's been playing, you've got this great matchup between two of the best teams in the NBA, and the Spurs are right there slugging it out toe-to-toe with these guys, and I get it, and I understand, and you want to see changes made. I think, but there has been some things pop up. The Spurs, and I know we'll talk about this a lot once this is all over, however long this is, but they need to find another big man. They just have to. They've got to have somebody that can spell Wemby for more than 8 minutes a game.
Yep.
And they have to, and they can actually do the job. So there are things that they're going to have to do and find out. But the changes, and Minix is right, Gary, the changes that are going to be made are not going to be made in Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals when you've got your life on the line. They're going to go with what brung them, and we'll see how that plays out.
And you wonder, will there be a Game 7? That is our poll question on YouTube. Go to sasportstar.com and you can click through. If you're on YouTube, just search out San Antonio Sports Star. Will the Spurs force a Game 7? Yes, 90%. 10% of you say no.
Well, and we'll see. I mean, I think personally, and I voted yes, I think that they will. I think they'll show up in front of the home folks tomorrow night, and I think they will. I think they'll come out strong and they'll win that game, and we'll go back and we'll have a game Saturday night, 7:30.
Which would be awesome.
It would be awesome.
And look, we're all looking for hope at this point, right? Down, facing elimination, home game. Can you get to a Game 7 and win on the road? Eric Corgi, that stupid little dog, has been right so far this series, including Oklahoma City winning last night. Eric Corgi has the Spurs winning in Game 6. And if you go back and watch the video, the first attempt at Game 7, he missed both baskets. And the second attempt, it went into the Spurs basket. So the way I read that, the dog thinks Game 7, the Spurs will win it in overtime.
All right. Well, can you imagine a Game 7 and Spurs pull it out in an overtime session? I don't think that's a basketball fan's dream.
I mean, every cardiovascular doctor in San Antonio would be happy if that were to happen.
Absolutely. I think it would. Let's talk Spurs basketball, and we invite you to participate. Whether you're doing that on our YouTube page at San Antonio Sports Star, you can like, comment, and subscribe there. Please do that, if you will. Hit that thumbs up button, too. Or you can give us a call, 656-3776, 656-ESPN. You can get me on Twitter at Joe Reinigle210, Jason on Twitter at Jason Minix. You want to talk, get your frustrations off your chest, give us all a little bit of hope. You can do that as well when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in San Antonio without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. we're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in San Antonio for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FLIP to 64,000. San Antonio is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop this week right here in San Antonio and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FLIP to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FLIP to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FLIP to 64,000.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price as 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
Liberty Mutual customized this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and respect. A firm backed by a track record of success and a commitment to our clients. If you've been injured, trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio, Texas.
You think a ticket for not wearing your seatbelt is the worst that could happen. A fine, an inconvenience, a little embarrassment. But then comes the crash. There are injuries, a hospital bed, the long road to recovery, the moments you'll miss. Suddenly, a ticket doesn't seem so bad. That ticket? That was nothing. Click it. Don't risk it. Paid for by Nitsa.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Coming up on the Morning Huddle, Game 6. It's back here in San Antonio. Can the Spurs stay alive?
Do or die, it's coming. We'll talk about it. And are you ready for a 24-team college football playoff? It could be around the corner. We'll tell you how it's going to happen. Get here early. That party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is the Blitz on a Wednesday afternoon. It is a hump day for you. Happy to have all of you along with us today as we get this thing off of our chest. What happened last night in Oklahoma City, the Spurs fall to the Thunder and now trail 3-2, facing a must-win situation tomorrow night here at the Frostbank Center. I'm Joe. He is Jason. What do you guys think? Still have hope? You still okay? Everything all right?
I mean, as a YouTube commenter said, if the Corgi's right, he's getting a Corgi.
No kidding.
That is our poll question. Will the Spurs force a Game 7? And really, you got to look at what happened last night. And you always look for, all right, Oklahoma City was really bad in Game 4. You knew they weren't going to be – they're too good of a team to have too many games like that. Can't the same be said about the Spurs and for Wemby, who did look tired? But when you look at it, I mean, the box score, they shot 40%, 37 of 92. Oklahoma City was 40 of 83, 48%. They were 43% from 3 after going, 6 in a gazillion in Game 4. You know, they returned to their normal self. The Spurs were 29% from 3. Now, free throws, Spurs were good at the line, 28 of 32. Oklahoma City had a lot more trips, 33 of 38. And I saw a deal, somebody tweeted it to us at Joe Reinigle 210 at Jason Minix from Yahoo. SGA has made more free throws than field goal attempts in this series. And But that guy is going to the line. That's part of his gig. The fact that Wemby was 12 of 12 from the free throw line last night saved his point total, because he was awful. But what was he doing to get to the line? And it came late when he was trying to get inside the paint. For the love of God, I don't know why they don't do more of that early. When we played the audio yesterday from Shaquille O'Neal on the Rich Eisen show, where he's like, dude, start inside and then work your way out, not the other way around. And early on, they were jacking up threes. And I know some of them were going in. Julian, welcome to the playoffs.
Absolutely.
But why it drives me nuts when I see those shots made that early in the shot clock.
Well, it's funny because not only Shaq say that yesterday as we played on our show, but I'm not sure if it was one of the guys, whether it was Melo or one of those guys on the pre and halftime and post game show that was saying the same thing. Wemby inside is unstoppable. And that's why it really was baffling, for lack of a better word, that he was not inside more. With the times he did get inside, he had some easy buckets. Now, you did see what Oklahoma City was doing to him. When he would come inside the paint, they were pushing back almost like a line, an offensive line in football. 3 guys up on Wemby pushing back on him. So they made that adjustment last night, and it seemed to work. And so we'll see how Mitch Johnson counters that when it comes to a Game 6. But this has been a great chess match between the two head coaches. Dagnall and Mitch Johnson are 2 up-and-coming young coaches that are just phenomenal, and they're doing a great job. And it's going to be interesting what kind of adjustments we see from the Spurs tomorrow night.
Well, and in bottom line, they've got to make their shots, which Steph Castle said was the biggest issue last night.
I feel like we started the game off well. I think we created a lot of open shots. Probably could have had a big lead to start off. We just really couldn't make any open shots.
And that's so true because SGA, and he even said this after the game. When he was being interviewed after the game, he said that may have been the worst start I've ever had in my career. He had a horrible start to that game, could not make a shot, and the Spurs could have very well built a lead to give them a little cushion and make Oklahoma City expend a lot of energy to come back.
Now, the Spurs did miss a lot of shots that typically they would make. Devin Vassell was 2 of 11.
Yeah.
And for the first time in this series, it felt like they had a lot of sloppy turnovers where they were just careless with the basketball. Even when
Dylan Harper.
Yeah, but like when Steph Castle was having them, you were like, it's not like he was being careless. It was just poor decision making.
Yeah.
And I hope there is a decision making school that he can go to this summer, Steph Castle, because that's still an issue. But last night, it was the first time you felt like sloppy turnovers were costing the San Antonio Spurs. But they didn't shoot the ball well from 3, and they put up a lot of them, 41. And they weren't getting the rebounds. And Wemby was MIA. It was a recipe for disaster. You look at Game 4, that was a disaster for Oklahoma City. You saw how they responded. So if you're a Spurs fan in this chess match, it's San Antonio's turn to respond, and they can do it at home and then force that Game 7. Let's go back to the phone lines at 210-656-3776. Nick, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Yeah, right now I think what's frustrating is I feel like after timeouts, the Spurs aren't executing anything as well. It's like, see the huddle, we see the passion, then they come after a timeout, and then it's a turnover. And it's just a couple steps forward and more steps back. And I feel like every game that they lose, like when you're watching it, you don't really feel like they're even going to win it. Like even when they get momentum, it never feels like it's enough that's going to win it because of their execution that's not happening.
Well, it's a good point, and it brings up something that I was thinking about. And you watched that last night, especially you mentioned Steph Castle, Jason, and every time he's called for a foul, he got a goofy look on his face looking around. You remember Tim Duncan never committed a foul in his life?
Never,
not once. And he'd get that look on his face. Steph Castle's got that too. I think sometimes the Spurs let the officials get in their head. And I think that happened a little bit last night. Look, you may get calls, you may not. Some of the calls are bad. It's going to frustrate the hell out of you. Yes. But you know what? There's not a damn thing you can do about it but play on. And I think sometimes the Spurs get those things in their head, and it bothers them. It distracts them. And that, I think, comes from being a younger team and a team that is learning how things work in the NBA playoffs. The tougher it gets, the farther you go. And you can't worry about the officials because there's nothing you can do about it.
You know, as you say that, hey, God.
Bless you.
Excuse me. As you say that, the idea that everybody's talking about the officials before the game.
Yes.
Everybody's talking about the officials during the game, after the game. And all those guys are seeing all the same stuff on social media.
Absolutely.
And it feels like the officials might be in their heads before the game even starts. You know, they are human. And I know it's in the heads of us fans. We're talking about it. You're talking about it. Eloy Tiarina's tweeting us left and right about the officials. I mean, it's just not. Those guys are seeing it too. And so while you say you can't let it get to them, it might already be there. And you know, against Oklahoma City, if you breathe on SGA, he's going to fall down and he's going to get free throws.
That's true.
We
know that going in.
But it's still frustrating when it happens. It's like, don't touch that. It's hot. You know, when the server brings it a plate, it's hot. What do we all do? We go to scoot it a little. Oh, damn, that is hot, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You got, and then you get that look on your face like, well, she told me it was hot, right? I mean, it almost feels that way with the officials. But I get it. But I do wonder if it's already in their heads ahead of time. They know they've got two battles. And last night, as bad as it was, I think part of the reason is they were just trying to play too perfect. You know, they didn't get off to the greatest of starts, although that first quarter was entertaining as hell and it was a tight game.
There was.
The second quarter wasn't. And it felt like every time they were making a run, whether it was a good call or not a good call, it felt like there was a call that you go, why are you calling that stopped the run, right? It just felt that way. And you could feel the frustration amongst all the fans that I was with at the Rue Pub last night, or you could see it within the players. It whether intentional or not, it did feel like, here's the run, it's going, and you're calling that with everything else that I've been seeing. And was it the right call? Maybe. But if you're seeing all this other stuff not get called, why that when it's stopping a run? I think that's where the frustration comes in, is good call, bad call, be consistent. And it's not.
Well, and that's it. And I think a lot of we say that all the time, no matter what sport it is. If the officials are consistent and you know what's going to be called and what's not, then you've got a better feeling about it. And look, I get the frustration. I get it. And the fans are going to complain about the officials when the Spurs lose, and we're going to hear crickets when they win. I mean, that's the way that it works. And so, but the players can't let it get to them.
They're pros. 210-656-3776. Say, Sam, you are on the Blitz. What's up, Sam?
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, the officiating is frustrating, but guys, more importantly, the Spurs are not playing well in these games. Once again, Wemby, man, you're a potential to be an all-time great. He's floating way too much, man. You cannot allow that. You punish these guys in the paint. You notice the Thunder's defense, they lag off him when he's outside because they want him to take the three-point shot and further. They don't want to be inside the paint, so it's got to be up to Wemby to go. I'm going to go at Hartenstein and whoever they have out there, Caruso, Holmgren, get those guys in foul trouble. It's up to him to dictate the tempo or pace of the game. If you don't set it early, the refs are not getting any calls. That's why OKC is so aggressive. As much as the nonsense that they do, they still dictated the tempo of these games, and that's why they get so many early calls. So Wemby, he's got to get back to it. Obviously, we need our role guys to step it up, because notice, guys, as SGA, he had 30-plus points, but he wasn't very efficient. It's the role guys that are killing the Spurs, mainly Caruso. He's probably make a case he's been, other than Wemby, the best player in the series, and McCain. So the defense has got to refocus and lock in their guys. You cannot allow those guys to have so many wide open shots, or they're going to they're so lethal, they'll eventually kill you. So those are the 2 points I want to see.
Let me ask you a question, Sam. What was your series prediction?
I said Spurs in 7, guys. But
all right,
I'm nervous, man, because
by saying that, you knew the Spurs were going to lose 3 games, right? You predicted the Spurs losing 3 games in this series, and in those losses, there's going to be things to bitch about. And I'm going to read a line from the Mike Finger column today as we complain about Wemby, and he deserves all the criticism today.
Yeah, he does.
Wemby is still younger in his 3rd season than Tim Duncan was as a rookie. He has got to learn. Last night, he was bad on both ends, and we haven't seen that very often in his career. And certainly not in the biggest game of his career. He was bad all the way around and then skipped out on talking to the media. But he's going to learn. I mean, this guy has got so much room for improvement, and that is scary as hell when you look at it. But what you're describing, he's going to learn from it. And the idea that – go ahead.
Here's the thing, guys, though. If our role guys don't step up, we've seen it twice in games 1 and 4, but the other nights they disappear. So I know Champagne had a good stat line, but I don't know if we can rely on that too often. But here's the thing, guys, and the final thing I'll say is if Wemby shows out like he did in game 1 of 4, that win the series. If he continues to float where he'll have a good game here or there, then they'll lose in 7. So if we see the Wemby from game 1 of 4, especially coming out to tomorrow night, they'll win game 6, and then game 7 in that hostile of an atmosphere, probably the toughest place in the league to win in. You're going to need everybody on point to pull that off. So I'm expecting Mitch Johnson to really get that through to these guys. You need to play your A games. You cannot have an off game against these guys. They're too damn good. They're too elite across the board, and that's why they're the champs and looking to go back to back. So I hope tomorrow night, guys, it starts off and we get the dub, and we'll see game 7. Thanks for the time, fellas.
All right, Sam. And you know what? Sam did bring up a good point early in his phone call that I will say Victor's got to dictate what's going on, because he's right. Oklahoma City would much rather see a 7'4" Victor Wembanyama out on the 3-point line than to see him in the paint. They would love that because they've got no answer for him. I think Hartenstein's done a decent job with him, just bodying him up and being physical with him. He's done a decent job, but he can't contain Wemby if Wemby wants to get down there and go to town. And so I think Sam's absolutely right. Oklahoma City, they're happy as hell to see Wemby out there floating around the 3-point stripe.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what they want. And, the other thing that he said, Caruso, if Oklahoma City wins this series, I think Caruso is the MVP for Oklahoma City.
I think you're absolutely right.
And he had an 0 for game in game 4.
Yeah.
But he has been the best player, the most consistent player for OKC in this series.
You are absolutely right. He's really saved their behinds. He certainly did. And what was it? Was it game 1? He scored all his points, even though they lost.
Yeah.
But he kept them in it when nobody else was playing well. So yeah, I would have no problem with that. I mean, if you were the Spurs and the Spurs win this series, I guess Wemby's your MVP because or Castle. Who wins it?
I mean, honestly, and I know he was awful last night. Devin Vassell has probably been the most consistent Spur not named Wembanyama. And quite frankly, if the Spurs win this series, Wemby is going to have an incredible game 6 and the best game of his life in a game 7.
No doubt. Yeah. No, and
he would win it.
Well, yeah, sure. And he's going to have to at this point in time. Look, I expect a desperate team coming out tomorrow night. Obviously, we're going to talk about that a lot tomorrow. But today we're getting it off our chest. That's what we're doing. So if you've got a complaint like Sam, you want the Spurs to do something different, you know the adjustment they need to make, whatever you want to say, we're inviting it here. 656-3776, 656-ESPN on YouTube. or SanAntonioSportsStar.com. You go to SASportsStar.com. You can get to YouTube that way. Like, subscribe, and comment there. At Jason Minix on Twitter. I'm at Joe Reinagle 210. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Injuries do happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. They're conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
KTFM Floresville. The San Antonio Sports Stars studios are powered by the City of San Antonio Metro Health. During Asthma Awareness Month, Metro Health reminds you asthma doesn't have to keep you off the court. Know your triggers, follow your game plan, and stay ready to play. Go Spurs, go.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Healthy vision is about more than seeing clearly. It's about going beyond. From comprehensive eye care with the latest technology to advanced vision solutions that provide deep insights into your overall health. And with doctors who build lasting relationships founded on trust, ensuring that every detail is taken care of. I choose Vision Source to never miss out on life's precious moments. Vision Source, beyond your eyes.
We have meaningful basketball being played in San Antonio for the first time in years, and you know the Roof Hub has proven to be the best place to go watch the games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roof Hub, show up hungry. Open daily at 11, great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roof Hub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know, our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
Hi, I am Officer Sarai Walton with the San Antonio Police Department. SAPD is always hiring, and you can apply online if you think you have what it takes to become part of the SAPD family. Submit your application at sapdcareers.com. Once you submit your application, you will be contacted to begin the process. The San Antonio Police Department is always hiring. Start your journey to a rewarding career by applying online at sapdcareers.com. That is sapdcareers.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
We've got some football news. Houston Texans Pro Bowl wide receiver Nico Collins reached agreement with the team today on an adjusted contract that guarantees his salary for the next 2 years. Also includes a $9 million cash increase this year, $8 million cash increase next year. Coach of the Year was announced, Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla. He beats out Mitch Johnson and Pistons head coach J.B. Bickerstaff.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagle. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day,
hump day,
hump day,
hump day.
Happy Hump Day, everybody. Hope you're having a great one, whatever you're doing, however you are doing it. Thanks for making us a part of your Hump Day. Here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix, and we're getting it off our chest. It's a get off your chest Hump Day.
Yes.
Or get it off your chest, however you want to put it.
What did you say initially? Now I'm curious. How did you phrase that?
Get off your chest.
Get off your chest.
Yeah. Dude, remind me to tell you about a video I saw. Speaking of Hump Day.
And big chest?
No. Hump Day. Think about it.
Oh, I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Uh-huh.
Hump
Day? I can't talk about it on the air.
I mean, look, we all have to figure out what makes us smile and feel good after a night like last night. And, sure.
Those things pretty much make everybody smile. Well, maybe not everybody.
Everybody. Everybody.
Unplug it, baby. Oh, my goodness. How are you feeling about last night's game? I know a lot of you are upset about the officiating. I know a lot of you are upset about a variety of things. And, the Spurs find themselves in a desperate situation now. The true meaning of a must-win game for your San Antonio Spurs tomorrow night inside the Frostbank Center.
Joe is so giddy that he finally actually gets to say must-win, and it actually is.
Well, that's exactly right.
A must-win.
Yes.
We will get to Headline Blitz in a moment. But ladies first. And
yes, of course.
We've got Shirley that wants to get something off of her chest. So 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Shirley, you're on the Blitz.
Hi, sir. Thank y'all for taking my call. I just wanted to say, when I looked at the game, this is what I saw. Around the second quarter, a little bit after that, Wemby had already checked out of that game. And as he checked out, so did the rest of them. His body language, the whole thing, he was just frustrated. You could see it. And they were not playing their game. They were trying to keep up and play Oklahoma City's game. And the last thing I want to say was, nobody stays with the ball at the basket. They all run back the other way. The other team is still there. They get the ball and they come on back. Somebody needs to stay back there and guard that ball so that if it needs to be put back in, they can put it back in. That's just what I feel. I'm sorry, but I'm upset, and I'm not upset so much with Oklahoma City. They did what they had to do to win the game, and we did not. So thank you for taking my call.
Do it
Shirley,
again, Shirley.
anytime.
Great call.
Absolutely. Wemby was 1 of 4 shooting in the second quarter, right?
Yeah.
And he wasn't great in the first quarter. Who was it? Carmelo Anthony on the pregame or postgame?
Could have been.
Said Wemby did not look right. Even in warm-ups. And then he had a lethargic game. And then he skipped out on media obligations, which he was not fined for, which is unusual. According to Shams, he was just warned for it. I do wonder, and eventually we'll find out, because right now I'm mad at him. But I reserve the right to go, okay, if you find out something was going on in his personal life that's distracting, because we all know what it's like to find out something and then try to stay focused. And I personally just went through something like that, found out during the show what was going on and, stayed with it. And, but it was difficult. So if something like it, we find out there is more of a reason than just he was tired and had a bad game, I reserve the right to say, all right, that makes more sense. Because what we saw last night just doesn't make sense coming from a player like that. So there has to be some sort of reason for that lackluster performance.
Well, and I don't know that we'll know until tomorrow night after the game. And then if the Spurs lose, do you ask him about that? If they win, I think it's fair game. But I doubt he'll talk at shoot around tomorrow. I would be surprised if he does. He might, just feeling bad and kind of the way that dude is. So
he misses the media.
Well, I think he does. I think he interacts well with the media, and that's what was so surprising about last night. I get he was frustrated. I get he was, and if it was a personal thing, then yeah, I'll have to change my mind as well. But right now, it's not me. It's not the media. It's not any of that. To me, what he did to his teammates last night is more important to me than anything. Now, they may say it's okay. He's their guy, and he needed a night off, and that's all right. But you're the team leader. You're the best player on that team. You laid an egg. You go and you face the music, and you get the hell out of there. And for me, all those other guys did. Every single one of them, Champagny, Vassell, Keldon Johnson, they all faced the music after a lackluster performance by all of them, and Wemby didn't. And to me, that's more upsetting than anything. Again, I will reserve a right to change my mind if there is something personal going on with Wemby.
We will get back into the Spurs and your phone call, so if you've got a line, hang on to it in a moment. But right now, let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Brought to you by Novo Brazil Brewery in North Star Mall. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
While the SEC are having some meetings and a lot of coaches talking, including about breaking off and doing their own thing and all that kind of stuff, it is clear, and while they seemingly seem to have better things to do, the government eventually is going to have to step in and make universal rules for everybody. There is a bipartisan college sports bill that is proposing a salary cap and transfer limit.
Just released today, by the way. So this just came out today. And obviously it's got a long way to go. Everybody's going to have to vote on this thing, and there'll be tweaks, I'm sure. But this just was introduced today to everybody, including us. So it basically makes college sports very pro-like. In fact, it says limiting athletes to transferring schools only one time without penalty, limiting athlete eligibility to a maximum of 5 years. But the biggest thing in here, I think, is a salary cap. They are introducing what they feel is similar to, pro sports, whether it's football or basketball or whatever, but there would be a salary cap where schools would only have X number of dollars to spend, and it would be universal for everybody.
And then we go back to the $100 handshakes.
I'm sure we would do
I mean, which I think I'm fine with. But, I mean, I was thinking about, hearing some of the comments from the SEC, and they want to break off and do their own thing if they can fund it. How would that affect transfer portal stuff? And I think it was Feinbaum this morning on Get Up said, back in the day, there was the NFL and the AFL, and they met for this thing called the Super Bowl.
Right.
Before there was the merger. Mm-hmm. And if the SEC were to break away, damn well then the Big Ten would break away, and then you would create whatever the Super Bowl of college football would be and let everybody compete because they had their own different rules. They were different leagues in a sense, and then competed for the Super Bowl. So I don't know. I mean, it just feels like every day there is another change to college football. And I most of us, we just want to watch the games. And until the games on Saturday afternoons suck, and you can tell that there's been this beatdown, you're just going to have the haves and the have-nots. But listening to Mike Elko talk about different things. Well, Mike Elko, has, I don't want to say unlimited money, but seemingly unlimited money, which is why he joked he wants 40 teams in the playoffs, because if the goal is to get to the playoffs every year, you've got job security as a coach.
Absolutely.
But when they get to 24, then it won't be long before we start hearing about 36 or 40, because all you have to do in all of this stuff is follow the money. It's greed. The more money, they're going to go chase the dollar. What makes the most money is ultimately what is going to happen.
It's all about money, and that's what it is. And they're still meeting on that, and we'll see. But I think this national legislation on just NIL, transfer portal, and all of that stuff is fascinating. And we'll see if any of that it makes sense. There's a provision in this bill that I was just reading that prohibits another school from poaching a player that is under contract, which is going on right now.
Yeah.
And just ask Jeff Traylor or anybody else, any school for that matter, because other schools try to poach some of the best players. So we'll see where that goes. Introduced today, so it's very early in the process, but we'll see where it goes.
We were talking yesterday on the show about some of the video that we have seen with SAPD and stuff that's going on after Spurs wins on Southwest Military. And I said this on the show yesterday, which is kind of funny. We get a body cam video today. My niece is in town visiting. Her husband, Lucas, is a police officer. And he said that is where body cam footage is so important, because that tells the whole story, where something's going on and somebody pulls out their phone and starts videoing, and you don't really get the entire story. Body cam is, according to Lucas, that saves the day because it tells the whole story. Well, today there's a story about body cam footage actually proving a lady right after she got pulled over by a cop.
Oh, man. Hey, good morning. I'm Deputy Gasala with the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. Here's the way you're being pulled over. The city of Lake Worth today, we're doing an operation for distracted driver, and you drove past me holding the phone with your right hand, manipulating that phone. I mean, I saw you with the phone in your hand.
Obviously not. So you want to just call this a day?
I don't want to call it a day. You had a hand up manipulating.
You just
the
said
phone.
my right hand.
Well, I thought I saw you with your right hand. You
So
had a
you
hand
didn't.
up. The right hand. I saw you
So you
manipulate
didn't.
with the right hand, perhaps not, right? But I saw you.
You didn't see me with my right
Okay,
hand.
so are you saying
that you saw me with my
I know
right
what I
hand?
just said. I know what I just said. I'm asking you now. Did you or not have your phone on your hand?
I did not.
You did not have your phone in your
I
hand.
did not.
Hand to God, you didn't have your phone in your hand.
Hand to God.
The other hand to God, you don't have your phone in your hand.
Hand to God.
Cool. You have your driver's license, registration,
Yes,
and
I
insurance.
Left hand to God.
Yeah.
She didn't have a right hand.
Exactly. So the body cam footage, you hear the cop, I saw the phone in your right hand, and she pulled up her nub. No, you didn't.
It's impossible. There's no way you saw it in my right hand.
Are you sure, officer? Well, I know what I said, but
and then he was going to, he's going to pull out a Bible and make her swear on it. I mean, it was like, holy cow.
Yeah, I promise you, sir, you did not see me with my right hand holding the phone.
No.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Really? I don't have one.
It's if you get a chance to see that video, it's funny because she just lifts up her arm and he has nothing but a nub on that where the hand was.
Yeah.
So that cop kind of got embarrassed, maybe a little
Poor
bit.
cops.
Yeah, I know.
Poor cops.
I know it. That's enough of that, isn't it? You going to talk Spurs basketball?
Yeah, let's get back into the Spurs.
I think we really should, and I think everybody would kind of appreciate that. If you want to talk to us, you're more than welcome to do so. You know how to do it. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. You can comment there. Also like and subscribe while you're there. Or on Twitter at Jason Minix. I'm at Joe Reinigle 210. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Headline Blitz is brought to you by Novo Brewery, San Antonio's newest sports watching destination with over 80 feet of video walls, 60 craft beers, and hard kombucha on tap. A full bar and delicious menu. Novo Brewery is attached to North Star Mall and open late hours. San Antonio's playoff headquarters has arrived. Novo Brewery features 80 feet of video walls, craft beers, hard kombucha on tap, and the food menu that means business. Thick-cut ribeye, picanha prime sirloin, Brazilian empanadas, stacked burgers, carne asada fries, and more. And with its own private entrance separate from North Star Mall, no hassle, just you, your crew, and the biggest screens in the city at Novo Brewery. Open late. Visit novobrew.com. Novo Brewery. Come hungry. Stay for the game.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
It's Military Appreciation Month at North Park Chevy. Service members get up to $1,000 bonus cash. Got a 2026 Silverado 1500 Crew LT for $15,000 off MSRP. Drive the 2026 Colorado with 0 payments for 90 days. Or take home a 2026 Equinox LT for $26,359 with 2.9% financing. Together, let's drive. North Park Chevrolet, 10 minutes off Route 410 in Castroville. Must qualify. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
Almost 90 years ago, Academy Sports and Outdoors was born right here in Texas.
So we know a thing or two about a thing or two. Like beans don't belong in chili. It's called a feeder road. And how far really means how long. We've been your neighbor for generations. That's why we're adding Texas-sized deals across the store, only in Texas. If you happen to find a better price at a competitor, we'll beat it by 5%. Academy. Fun can't lose.
Eczema, eczema, eczema. So many ads for eczema products. But those fancy TV ads don't mention that those prescription products can cost thousands of dollars. There's a smarter way. It's Exoderm for eczema and dermatitis. Exoderm costs less than $20. Yep, less than $20. You don't need a prescription, and it's available on the first aid aisle of your local store. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives or nasty chemicals. Exoderm, fast, effective relief from the itching and inflammation of eczema. This stuff really does work. Take back control. Heal eczema flares with soothing Exoderm Flare Control Cream. It's on the first aid aisle of your local drugstore, supermarket, and at Target and Walmart too. Exoderm for eczema. Now that's smart.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Giving your liver a spring cleaning is easy with Active Liver from New Nordic, the delicious daily detox that will keep you feeling your best. Search for Active Liver by New Nordic on Amazon or pick up some at your local CVS, Wegmans, or GNC.
You think a ticket for not wearing your seatbelt is the worst that could happen. A fine, an inconvenience, a little embarrassment. But then comes the crash. There are injuries. A hospital bed, the long road to recovery, the moments you'll miss. Suddenly, a ticket doesn't seem so bad. That ticket? That was nothing. Click it. Don't risk it. Paid for by Nitsa.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
The Morning Huddle.
There was a push for there to be like some sort of dye put in the pool where if you peed, it like turned the water around you.
We had a sign that if we had it,
Like
if you pee, it'll turn blue. We had a sign that said if you pee, it'll turn blue. And it had a guy standing and it was a picture of a guy standing in a pool and everything around him was dark blue.
Do you think do you think they ever actually used it at the pool you went to, or just the threat?
No,
of it?
This was our pool. And
okay.
We didn't use it. No, but
no, it
we
was
had
just
the
the threat of it.
We
yeah.
bought it one time, but I pee in the pool too. My pool.
I pay for those chemicals.
My pool.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Wednesday afternoon after a Spurs loss in Oklahoma City last night. That puts them behind the 8 ball, if you will, down 3-2, a must-win situation for them tomorrow night inside the Frost Bank Center. We're talking about it. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix. And Jason, Jeff McDonald's got a story out. Haven't read the story, but I didn't think about this, and maybe I'm the last one to the party. That happens quite a bit. The Spurs team has faced a lot of firsts together, and tomorrow night they'll have another one. Their first elimination playoff game, elimination game.
And the question is going to be how does this young team respond? And will there be a Game 7? That is our poll question today on our YouTube feed. You can click through sasportstar.com to get to the YouTube feed, or if you're on YouTube, just search out San Antonio Sports Star, and you can vote in the poll. You can comment there. And quite frankly, you look at where they are now. They have to be the desperate team, as Julian Champagny said last night.
I don't think that they were the more desperate team tonight. I think they wanted the game more than we did. And, we were a step late to a lot of stuff tonight.
Now, you hear that.
Wow.
Desperate team.
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox, last night after the game.
I mean, just want to come in and try to get a desperate team. That's pretty much it. Obviously, we go out there, we still want to do the things that we do. But we want to try to continue to make it tough on them the way that we want our games. Try to play that way to the best of our ability. Obviously, if they're making shots, we try to make it as tough as possible on them.
You think Mitch Johnson talked about them having to be the more desperate team when you get two of the players talking? And I'm sure Wemby would have said something similar, except Wemby didn't talk last night, which meant all his teammates had to talk to the media.
Yeah, they did, and that's the troubling part of that whole thing and why he didn't talk. I think it's his teammates more so than us in the media, although it is your job in the NBA playoffs. It is mandated. If you're requested, you have to go to the podium or talk somewhere. It doesn't have to be the podium necessarily. But Wemby did not do that. And according to Jeff McDonald, he was requested multiple times by multiple reporters. So,
well, and again, when you're the best player, when you're the team leader, and you are the face of the franchise, especially after a bad game, you have to talk. Now, it is a part of their NBA contract. That is part of their job, is media obligations, and they understand the consequences, which are normally fines if they skip out on said media obligations. And then your teammates are forced to answer questions about why the best player didn't play well and why the best player isn't talking to the media. I don't want to say that it's unfair for those guys, but in a lot of ways, as the team leader, he didn't protect his guys. And granted, a lot of those guys would have talked. And most of the time, the media, if after a game somebody ducks out, the Writers Association isn't going to file a complaint for a regular season game. You know, the occasional one-off where you don't talk. But in reality, it is a part of the job. And in the Western Conference Finals, the fact that he was only warned and not fined is surprising. Sam Amick from The Athletic tweeted because he's a first offender, which is surprising because it's a Western Conference Finals.
Well, he's gotten away twice with that first offender thing.
He has.
One the elbow and
last
then, night.
And if you don't finish a game, you don't have to talk. That's the other part of it. But two, I do wonder if maybe something is going on in his personal life that could be a reason for the bad game and a reason for him not wanting to talk to the media. And if that is the case, I could see the NBA going with a light warning as opposed to an automatic fine because it is the Western Conference Finals and he is the best player on the planet.
Well, and there's that. And obviously he is and I mean this with all due respect, he's the golden child right now. I mean, he is in the NBA, and that's the way it is. And they're going light on him right now. But look, he's got to understand now, however long the Spurs are in the playoffs, whether that ends tomorrow night or it goes into the NBA Finals, if he misses again, he will be fined. I don't care what's going on in his life. You can't do that. It's still your job, and you got to show up and you got to get it done. The fact that he got away with a warning, props to him, and hopefully it won't happen again. If there is something going on in his personal life, yes. But look, I think we all get caught up in watching Wemby play, and you think he is an alien. He's a robot. He's this. The man proved last night he's human. And he's going to have some bad games. It's going to happen. And last night he had a bad game. luckily for the Spurs, he doesn't have many of those. If I can't remember the last time he had a game like that, to be totally honest with you. But he's a human being. Believe it or not, the man is human, and he looked like it last night.
Well, he picked a really piss poor time to show that he's human, and we have seen bad offensive games from Vic before, but he was bad on both ends of the court. I was stunned when I saw this stat this morning on ESPN. As the primary defender, the Thunder were 11 of 16 shooting. That is 69%. Wemby doesn't allow that to happen. I mean, you go back and you think about bad offensive games that Wemby has had, and he's had plenty of poor shooting nights. I can't remember a bad defensive night for Vic. I can't remember where he's just been bad on both ends of the floor. Is it exhaustion because of the minutes that he's been playing and his recovery process isn't going through the normal? But when you see Carmelo Anthony say, yeah, that dude didn't even look right during pregame warmups, and then you're not surprised at the game that he had. One Twitter was that Eloy said, were they trying to save his energy for the second half? It's possible because he seemed to not be a focal point to start the game. If that was the game plan, Mitch, what the hell are you thinking in a series tied 2-2 to try to get your superstar to really only spend a lot of energy in the second half? It didn't work, so that's a bad plan. Let's not try that again.
Well, I don't think Mitch Johnson has no choice. Look, I've seen where, Luke Cornett had a pretty good regular season. He did, but he's not been good in the playoffs. And Mitch is forced to play his superstar 40 minutes a game, thereabouts. I think he played 38 minutes last night. And hell, Mitch Johnson threw the white flag up with over 2 minutes to play last night.
Yep.
And I think that was a big reason why you want to sit your guys down and get them as much rest as possible so they can get ready for a huge game 6. I think the guy is absolutely gassed. Again, we've talked about this. Think about all of these guys: Wemby, Castle, Harper, Vassell, all of them. They're not used to playing this many games. This is a first for these guys. And especially the minutes that they're having to log. And this is not a weakness. This is not a criticism. It's not anything. It's just you're a human and you're playing in this kind of a physical atmosphere for the minutes you're playing every other day. I mean, there are no 2 days off in these series. It's every other day. I get it. They're tired. They are absolutely tired, but they're going to have to find some gas for tomorrow night somehow, some way.
Everybody at this point is going to be a little bit tired. And what's even more frustrating, because now we're just picking at scabs, right? You got Devin Vassell, 2 of 11, finishes with 6 points. De'Aaron Fox was 4 of 15, finishes with 9 points. The two people that we've been saying have to step up, and we talked about this yesterday. These guys have to step up in that game 5. You finally got Julian Champagnie. He was 4 of 8 from 3, finished with a playoff career high of 22 points. Keldon Johnson finishes with 15 points on 7 of 13 shooting. So the two guys that you wanted to step up finally did, and then you have two starters finish in single digits. And this team needs to figure out how to put it all together. Get your normal from Vassell and your normal from Fox, and then you get that from a Keldon and from a Julian, and we're talking about a different game tonight. For tomorrow night, it would be the Spurs looking to close out Oklahoma City.
Julian did a good job driving the basket. But keep in mind, those 4 threes were in the first quarter.
They were.
All right, he didn't hit another one the rest of the game, but he did a good job of driving to the basket. And I think Oklahoma City made an adjustment on him where they were pushing him off the line, forcing him to drive inside. So I'm not taking anything away from Julian. I'm just stating a fact. He made 4 3-pointers in the first quarter of that game, and then obviously was 0 for 4 the rest of the game. So, but again, he hit some shots. Everybody else has got to hit those shots too. And if Wemby just has a Wemby kind of night, you could be looking at a different ball game. But what concerns me about this, Jason, is the fact that Now, again, Oklahoma City's a deep team, and they proved that again tonight. I mean, you had a guy in McCain who hadn't played the entire series, or not much of it, and he comes in and he's the star of the game, along with Alex Caruso. And then SGA finally got it going. I know a lot of that was at the free throw line, but he did start hitting some mid-range jumpers. But that's been the biggest difference. They were without their two other best players, not named SGA. If those guys come back, that's a problem.
Yeah. Well, will there be a Game 7? That's the poll question on YouTube. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Eloy's been on hold forever. Eloy, appreciate the patience. You're on the Blitz.
What's up, gentlemen? I'd much rather have Hump Day Joe than get off my lawn, Joe. I'll tell you that. That would have meant the Spurs one last night. But let me tell you, something, guys. I'm happy, man. As a Spurs fan, I think we moved the goalpost so many times. It moved from Alamo Stadium all the way to the Alamo Dome, right? We've moved it so many times. And, you know, at the beginning of the year, you brought it up earlier, Jason, this team was supposed to win 40 games, maybe be a play-in team. Then we thought maybe, hey, they might make the playoffs, 6 seed, 5 seed. Then they became the 2nd seed, and everybody said, hey, it's about experience, it's about this. They go through the Minnesota series. They go through the first-round series, of course. They've had some really good experiences, going up 2-1 in Minnesota, Game 3 on the road, having a pivotal Game 5 at home. Now they went into a pivotal Game 5 last time on the road, and quite honestly, I think they wet the bed. They're young, they're tired. You guys just made a great point about not playing. They haven't been used to playing this many games. I think the other factor that no one's really talking about, I haven't heard you guys bring it up, is it's Mitch Johnson's first year as a coach. He's a rookie coach, and he's going to make mistakes. He's going to go through it. And I'm just excited to see where this season goes. One more point to make, and I know I've been on Twitter talking about the refs. Here's what I'll say to you guys, and I'll say to Spurs fans. We're going to be frustrated right now, but I guarantee you, in a year or two, Wemby's going to be getting those calls. Like Joe mentioned, he's the alien. He's the golden child. He's going to be the face of the NBA, and we're going to be the beneficiaries of those calls in about a year or two. I think it's around the corner, and I think it's gonna help out. I appreciate you guys. Spurs will win tomorrow night. I think Spurs 7 games. We'll see. I'm gonna light the candles. Let's go. Go Spurs, go.
Do it all, man.
Hope. That's good.
Yeah, Eric Corgi all the way.
Yeah, if that dog is right, I guarantee you, man. If I own that dog, I'm making a lot of money off of that hound.
It might be. I mean, look, I watched the Eric Corgi video on the Knicks Cavs series, and he had the Knicks winning at 6.
All right.
So the dog wasn't perfect in the East, but he had the ultimate team advancing. But every game so far in this Western Conference Finals, that dog has been right.
That's incredible. What's even more amazing about that is the Oklahoma City Thunder winning 2 games in a row. Spurs hadn't lost 2 games in a row in, God,
since
I don't know
January.
how long. So
January.
He is right. My goodness. Well, good for whoever owns that dog. I hope you're making a lot of money off of it. We're talking a lot of Spurs basketball today. And rightly so. Get it off your chest day. If you want to get something off your chest, just like Eloy did, you can give us a call at 656-3776, 656-ESPN, or you can go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Just go to sasportsstar.com. You can get to it from there. We want to hear from you here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're always tired, Vic, if you're exhausted, no energy, no drive, time to get to Synergenics or Low T Center. 1 in 4 men has low testosterone. 80% of women experience hormonal imbalance. At Synergenics, you can book a free testosterone test and see if you qualify for TRT that's customized to your body by expert providers. Female patients, new female patients, it's just your insurance copay or a $99 flat fee for a full hormone evaluation. Synergenics and Low T Center are the best at what they do. They have been highlighted through the years for having the highest quality testosterone on the market because they only use pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, and every treatment is tailored to your body. And all their providers are board-certified and experts in their field, not some random chatbot or a provider you will never actually see. They also have a variety of peptides that help with healing, muscle tone, recovery, sleep, weight loss, even hair and skin quality. So put that spring back in your step. Head to the website, feelgreatlookgreat.com. Book that initial appointment today. Again, the website, feelgreatlookgreat.com.
Let's be honest, watching the Rangers is better when you got something on the line. On Rangers game days, call your shot with the Morning Huddles. Rangers Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger you think will send one into the seats. He hits one, you're going to a Rangers game. He hits two, now you've just been upgraded. Tickets and a hotel stay. That's what we call getting paid. Wake up with the Morning Huddle. Make your pick and win with the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
Want to upgrade your ride and help Texas students? Here's your chance. Every year, Texas Yes sets up thousands of students for success with school supplies, literacy programs, and classroom grants. Enter the Drive Away for Education drawing sponsored by Ansira Auto Group, and you could drive off in a brand new car, truck, or SUV. Plus, don't miss our weekly drawings. Every dollar goes straight to Texas schools and students. Grab your tickets right now at texasyesproject.org.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Children want and need to be active. Sometimes everyday activities can be difficult for children with asthma. May is Asthma Awareness Month. The City of San Antonio Metro Health's SA Kids Breathe program is here to help. This free program offers education to better understand and control your child's asthma. If you have a child with asthma between the ages of 3 and 17 and live in Bexar County, call 210-207-7282 or visit sa.gov/health.
We have meaningful basketball being played in San Antonio for the first time in years, and you know the Roof Hub has proven to be the best place to go watch the games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roof Hub, show up hungry. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roof Hub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in San Antonio without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in San Antonio for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FLIP to 64,000. San Antonio is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop this week right here in San Antonio and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FLIP to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FLIP to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FLIP to 64,000.
Your summer starts now with Memorial Day deals at the Home Depot. It's time to fire up summer cookouts with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill on special buy for only $199. And entertain all season with the Hampton Bay West Grove 7-piece outdoor dining set for only $499. This Memorial Day, get low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. While supplies last, price and valid May 14th through May 27th. U.S. only, exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Coming up on the Morning Huddle, Game 6. It's back here in San Antonio. Can the Spurs stay alive?
Do or die. It's coming. We'll talk about it. And are you ready for a 24-team college football playoff? It could be around the corner. We'll tell you how it's going to happen. Get here early. That party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
That's a great song to play. Are the Spurs unbreakable? Can they survive as well? Are they survivors? All the Kingdom Collapse songs. That'd be good. Can they survive the OKC Thunder and win the next 2 ball games and head off to the NBA Finals against the New York Knicks? It's going to be interesting to see. It all begins tomorrow night, of course, inside the Frost Bank Center. Game 6, a must-win game for your San Antonio Spurs. And, Jason, we've got some news from Tim McMahon on the Mason Plumlee foul on Jared McCain late. Remember, everybody saw it, Wemby talking to Plumlee and then Bismack Biyombo. The Mason Plumlee foul was upgraded to a flagrant 1 after a league review.
Happened with 1:39 to go in the fourth quarter in Game 5, according to @NBA official. And, Wemby whispers into his ear. You know, some of the teammates, you wonder, did they even know his name? Like, what are you doing here? But you go in there, take them out. 2 hard fouls from those 2 guys. They made their mark.
And poor McCain. I mean, that dude, he had a good night. He hadn't played hardly the entire series, and he's the guy they go after.
Well, he's the only one still out there when the white flag had already been raised. You know, at that point, Uber had been called, and I was closing out at the Roo Pub. And the storm getting home last night, I'm glad that somebody else was driving, and for all the Uber people that were driving, or Uber driver is actually a big listener to the show, and he's the one that won our Taste of the Northside tickets.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you talk about randomness.
Wow.
And he said, I was watching the weather and thought, well, let's go make some money because this game is pissing me off. And almost as much as Chris Suchan from Channel 4 was pissing me off because those weather breaks, while they were in the commercial breaks, and I don't think we missed any of the game, it was getting annoying. Isn't that in the TV world, it's called the crawl on the bottom of the screen?
It is.
Isn't that what that's for?
Yeah.
Now, I know your friend Bill Taylor calls it the weather woody. And I understand in situations like what we had last night, it's needed. But during a game, isn't that what the crawl is for?
Well, I suppose, and I'll give Suchan credit, and I didn't see what Bill Taylor did on Channel 5.
Well, nobody did because everybody was watching the Spurs game on Channel 4.
But Suchan would come on, and I don't know, I'm not sure how that works in the TV world. I'll be totally honest with you when it comes to breaks because, look, NBC had a bunch of national breaks in that thing, and I think they covered up most of them during that storm. So I'm not sure how that works. I know every TV station, every network gives you so many hours to kill and to have on your own. So maybe that's what
But
they were
I'm
doing.
also guessing the local Sinclair sales department sold the hell out of getting local commercials during a Spurs broadcast that you can't make those ones good in the same sense if it were regular programming versus if you sold them for a little bit more for the Spurs. I don't know, but it was pissing me off, especially when at first, and I realized, Atascosa County is part of their coverage area, but that doesn't affect me. But when I was driving or being driven home last night, as quickly as things were starting to flood, I get it, but it was frustrating. And then I see KSAT on Facebook. Their meteorologist, Justin Horn, he puts on Facebook, hey, y'all, my friends at work felt I should take advantage of my last name and the Spurs honking celebrations. So they created some T-shirts that say, honk the horn, with the KSAT logo and this dude driving a car. Now, there's a lot of things you could do with honk the horn. And he's doing some sort of giveaway tomorrow. They only made 100 T-shirts.
What does anybody really? No offense to him, but do you want one of those?
I'm sure
a lot of people will. But.
I mean, does anybody want a T-shirt with Bill Taylor on it? Does anybody? I mean, think about lines for a Fiesta medal. It's a free T-shirt.
That's true.
And again, if you're a KSAT watcher and you love Justin Horn, just like a Channel 4 watcher would line up to get a Don Harris T-shirt or a Chris Suchan Harley vest or a Bill Taylor shirt over at Ken's. I mean, whatever. Yeah, people are going to line up.
I suppose
I know
especially there's only 100 of them. I won't be in line for that.
No.
Will you?
No.
No?
Well, for two reasons. Line starts at 8 a.m.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go.
I'm out.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
And
I'm not doing that either.
I don't want a T-shirt that says honk the horn.
I give them credit, though. I mean, at least, they come up with something clever. Kind of. So you got to figure with the rain last night, maybe, the Spurs saved a bunch of people from getting wet. Honking on the military.
If they would have won that game,
they wouldn't have cared.
I don't think anybody would have cared. It would have just turned into a wet T-shirt contest down there. Seriously, man, from the Roof Hub to the Uber, which was right there in front, I was drenched. I mean, it was just flat coming down. And then this dude's driving and you lean up on the steering wheel so you're a little bit closer to the windshield because that's supposed to help you see a little bit better.
Yeah.
But some of those areas with the construction up in there, it's those low water crossing, man, I just couldn't believe how quickly it was flooding. And then by the time we got home in the Channel 4 news, because, it was still on when I got home, showing some cars that were already floating. And so, like, I was mad at Chris Suchan, but then you realize, all right, this one was probably justified because it got bad in a hurry.
Well, it was, but it was a pretty quick storm, at least from what I saw. He'd go on and on and on, and I was just getting a little nervous that please don't, spill over. But they did a good job of coming back in plenty of time.
Well, and then I was kind of the same way. And no offense, Chris, but every time your face was on those three massive 170-inch screens at the Roof Hub, they were booing you because you didn't know. Were they in a commercial break or was he interrupting the broadcast? But if Chris knew how often he was getting booed last night, he might not want to do that as much. But that's what that little thing at the crowd put it on there. For more details, go to our Facebook page because he'll be live there. There are so many other things that, as a viewer, I would have wished they would have done.
Well, I'll be honest with you, that little crawl thing was pissing me off because it was covering the scoreboard.
Look, nobody can make Joe Reinagle happy.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, look, I get it. It's important, and I know the safety and all of that. And I'm not, I was in that business for a while, and I get it.
25 years.
I get it.
Yeah.
But this is Game 5. All right, it's Game 5. I'm sure there are somebody out there that wasn't watching the Spurs game that needed to know that information.
What else was on last night?
Well, I have no idea.
Because I'm guessing they were watching something on a streaming platform and just getting the gazillion alerts on the phone.
What sucks about tonight is there's nothing on. Not a damn thing. No Eastern Conference basketball.
No, the Knicks took care of that.
So
and Vegas won last night in hockey.
They did.
They're going to the Stanley Cup.
They swept.
You can watch Carolina and Montreal.
They're playing.
They're playing tonight on TNT, True TV, and HBO Max.
I would just knowing what I know about the owner of the Carolina team, Hurricanes, right?
Yeah, they're up 2-1.
Well, I hope they lose.
Yeah, me too.
Because their owner sucks.
Yeah, he does. Well, he's cheap. He is cheap. Spurs game last night. And I know he didn't get a ton of minutes last night, but a lot of talk about Carter Bryant and Coach Mitch Johnson getting into him in that blowout win and got into him and left him in. Carter only got to play 5 minutes last night, but he was 3 of 5 shooting, finished with 7 points, and he certainly had one breathtaking dunk.
It's the breathtaking play.
Oh my goodness.
From last night's game, powered by the City of San Antonio Metro Health.
He's been amazing at the line, 35 of 36. Bryant to the basket. Ooh. The C's part, and the young fella goes up top.
It was a hell of a dunk, and it did, man. The C's did party, ran right up the middle, and it was a great play. And at that time, kind of took your breath away. Did it not? That's right. Every player, in fact, needs a game plan and does so to manage asthma. During Asthma Awareness Month, the City of San Antonio Metro Health reminds you that asthma doesn't have to keep you off the court, sidelines, or playground. You want to work with your healthcare team, know your triggers, and stay ready to play. And go, Spurs, go.
The idea of Carter Bryant only getting 5 minutes last night. Game situation probably called for that, but you wonder if the trust factor for Mitch Johnson. Clearly, the Oklahoma City bench is much more trustworthy than San Antonio's bench when you look at the minutes played.
Without a doubt.
And that's understandable. But Carter played pretty well last night. And that's what, last night's so frustrating in so many ways. And if you want to get it off your chest, 210-656-3776. There were some bright spots. Keldon Johnson, welcome to the party. Julian Champagnie got off to a great start, but effective. While his threes all came in the first quarter, what do you have, 13 points in that first quarter? But he was consistent throughout the night and played well. It looked the most comfortable he has looked. And maybe it was because he saw some of those early shots go down and then he remembered, he didn't make them after that. But I thought he played well. It comes back to Wemby just was bad on both ends. And you're not going to win a lot of games when your best player is playing like that, and he sets the tone for everybody else.
Well, and here's the problem, too. You just look at last night's game, and we're mentioning that. 6 guys, just 6, the starting 5, and Keldon Johnson played double-digit minutes. Dylan Harper did as well. My bad. So 7 guys played double-digit minutes last night. And then you look at Oklahoma City, 9 guys played double-digit minutes for them. So obviously a lot more trust, because I'm not going to say those guys on the OKC bench are that much better than what the Spurs have on their bench, but the trust factor between Daigneault and Mitch Johnson in the bench players is completely different.
Well, when you think about, your regular rotation guys, Harper with 25 minutes, Keldon played almost 20, Luke Cornett, 8 bad minutes, Carter Bryant played 5. Harrison Barnes only got 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And then your starters are having to carry the load. And Mitch Johnson seemingly trying to pick and choose when he can steal some rest for Wemby. And the guy does look tired. And he looked tired in the game, and then you go back and you think about Carmelo Anthony saying he didn't look right in warm-ups. And obviously he skipped out after the game and didn't talk to the media. But Vic is not above criticism. He was awful last night.
He was.
And in the biggest game of his career as an NBA player, he didn't show up. The big question is going to be, how does he show up tomorrow in a must-win Game 6? And it felt like his body language on the bench, that one shot of him late when it still felt winnable. And you could see him barking at his teammates, however, whatever he was talking about, but the motivation was there. And there's got to be nothing worse as an athlete when mentally you know what needs to be done and your body isn't allowing you to do it. Because I don't know. I don't want to say that Hartenstein is the kryptonite for Wemby, but hell, Chet Holmgren had a good game last night. and we haven't seen that this entire series. Do you just chalk it up to last night was Oklahoma City's night because Eric Corgi said so? Tongue-in-cheek, people. And nothing was going right for the San Antonio Spurs. But even then, in the fourth quarter, I still felt like it was winnable. And not trying to sound like a homer, but the Spurs were within reach, and every time, and I don't want to blame all the officials, but every time they were making some sort of run, there was a cheap foul called. And again, was it the right call? There was that stretch where you could shrug your shoulders and say, and blame the officials because they weren't calling it on the other end. And even Steph Castle, I'm curious to see if he gets fined. But Steph Castle talks about, they don't get to play the same way as Oklahoma City does.
Trying to play through it. It's tough. I just think with the way they guard, how physical they are, we don't get that same luxury to be able to play as physical on the other end at times. But offensively, I think we do a good job of screening and playing through it. So I think we create a lot of advantages, but I think we just missed a lot of open shots tonight.
And he's right. I mean, and again, see, just that kind of concerns me a little bit, talking about, well, we don't have the same luxury. So the bottom line is, yes, you could say there were some bad calls. I admit that. But again, as a basketball player, you've got to let that go. And you've got to just play ball. And Steph Castle is right. They missed some open looks last night. Wemby 0 for 5 from the three-point stripe. Only 20 points from him and only 15 shots. That's unacceptable. And that's got to change. You're not going to win if Wemby has a stat line like that. You're just not. Because I don't, again, no disrespect to Julian Champagnie, is he going to come out and score 22 points again tomorrow night? You would hope so. But are you counting on that? Keldon Johnson, this is really his first decent game in this particular series. So you don't know what you're going to get from him night in and night out. Dylan Harper last night was turning the ball over. I don't know how many turnovers he ended up with, but it seemed like in that first half, there were quite a few. Let's see, 3 turnovers last night, but they were like, I remember it was like 3 in a row. So all of those things have to change. And I think, a guy like Dylan Harper, and especially being a rookie, when you've got some of these veteran players on you, they know how to take that ball away from you, and you just can't dribble around as much as you might be used to.
You know, Joe, in the next segment after SportsCenter, you're going to blame last night's Spurs loss on Dak Prescott. Joe Reinagel, who always can figure out a way to blame Dak for everything going on, is going to blame Dak Prescott for last night's loss.
Playoff Prescott, and I know exactly what you're talking about, and you're right. I'm surprised we haven't brought that up sooner than that. Well, we'll tell you exactly what it is when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you need your logo on any kind of gear, you need promotional items, you need to get in and see Sam over at Sammy's Embroidery and Printing on at San Pedro. Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie caps, Nike, Cap America, to name a few. If you need t-shirts, screen printed, Sam will get you taken care of. If you need your logo on a golf shirt, a dress shirt, a fishing shirt, Sam has all the big name brands, including now a full line of Tommy Bahama. He has over 700 uniform lines to choose from all kinds of industries. And if you're running a business, Sam does so much more than just uniforms. His new sign shop, signs, banners, flags, card magnets, vehicle wraps, window decals, and so much more. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices. He has all the big name brands. The only company in Texas that offers one-day turnaround, nor too big, nor too small. Call 210-824-3900 or get into that massive showroom down on San Pedro. It's 1 mile inside Loop 410 across from the McDonald's, or check the website samsembroidery.com for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
KTFM Floresville. The San Antonio Sports Stars studios are powered by San Antonio Metro Health. Asthma Awareness Month is a reminder from Metro Health. Know your triggers, work your plan, and don't let asthma keep you out of the game. Go Spurs, go.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Okay, class, let's begin.
Psst, love your boots. I just sold a pair like that on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it took like 2 seconds to list, and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some chunky boots, a faux fur coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more of an expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Okay, quiet, please.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
Upgrade your truck without breaking the bank at NAW, Northwest Automotive Warehouse. Buy the Rough Country 3-panel hard-folding truck bed cover starting at $6.99. Get weather protection, added security, and durability for all of life's gear. A sleek upgrade custom look for just $6.99 is a quick install away. With NAW and Rough Country truck bed covers, skip the big box hassle. Shop local and get expert advice from NAW today. 3027 Culebra Road. Family operated, community driven since 1978.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Eczema, eczema, eczema. So many ads for eczema products. But those fancy TV ads don't mention that those prescription products can cost thousands of dollars. There's a smarter way. It's Exoderm for eczema and dermatitis. Exoderm costs less than $20. Yep, less than $20. You don't need a prescription, and it's available on the first aid aisle of your local store. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean, hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives or nasty chemicals. Exoderm. Fast, effective relief from the itching and inflammation of eczema. This stuff really does work. Take back control. Heal eczema flares with soothing Exoderm Flare Control Cream. It's on the first aid aisle of your local drugstore, supermarket, and at Target and Walmart too. Exoderm for eczema. Now that's smart.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Spurs find themselves with their backs against the wall, facing a must-win Game 6 tomorrow night inside the Frost Bank Center after they lost Game 5 to the Thunder last night. Victor Wembanyama limited to 20 points and 6 rebounds. Did not speak with the media after the game. And, well, the NBA has warned Wemby about missing media obligations. And, well, Mitch Johnson did not win Coach of the Year. That goes to Boston coach Joe Mazzulla.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagel. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Happy hump day, everybody. Hope you're having a good one out there, whatever you're doing, however you are doing it. Are you over the Spurs loss? Well, that's what we are here for on the Blitz and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and, well, we're here to pat you on the back and wipe the tears away.
Is that what we're doing?
Well, sure. Why not?
Sympathetic, Uncle Joe.
Of course.
Right. Like when the kid falls down and cries, "Get up! You're not hurt. Stop crying."
Rub some dirt on it.
Yeah,
Come
crying
on,
gets
go.
you nothing.
Hey, we do have a poll up on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Go there and vote. It's simply, will the Spurs force a Game 7? 75% of you say yes. 25% say no. What do you say? Go there and make your voice heard.
So, last night's game was such a letdown because the star player wasn't very good. Wemby had a playoff Prescott-like performance.
What, did he throw 3 interceptions?
Well, I mean, he wasn't on target and shooting the basketball, that's for sure.
Very true.
And, before the game, how Dak warms up and does that maneuvering on the field where he stretches his hips out. If you're watching on YouTube, Pledge, who is taking great joy in this segment, is playing the video in which the Spurs players in the tunnel were mimicking that Prescott warm-up move.
I like that as a deep threat in the red zone.
Of course you
Give
do.
me a little Dak Prescott.
That's the Dak
Prescott hits. I love it.
Oh, Dak is loving this right now. What's Spears doing?
Mike Tirico found out during the broadcast last night that he had won an Oscar, right? Or an Emmy or whatever, right? One of them TV awards, right? He should have to give it back for that commentary by saying Luke Cornett is a deep threat. Stop.
Yeah.
Although maybe as a tight end, tall tight end in the red zone, maybe.
No. But again, I think it's Keldon Johnson who initiates some of those kind of things, and obviously he did that last night. When you saw that, and I don't know how the rest of you felt, but when I saw that, I'm thinking, man, the Spurs look pretty good. They feel pretty loose, and looked like they're going into this game. No nerves, no anxiousness, none of that kind of stuff, and. Well, then you see the result. But, I think blaming Dak is a good everybody's blaming the refs. Why don't you get somebody fresh to blame? Dak Prescott.
Here we go. Only Joe Reinagel, who loves Dak.
I do. As a team leader. As a young man.
Screw it.
And as the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
Wait, you think that's what Wimby said as he was walking out the door last night?
I'm not talking to the media?
Well, no, that.
Yeah, I ain't talking to you guys.
Screw y'all.
I don't want to face the music. And it is unfortunate, and it is a big story. I realize members of the media, whether you're following Jeff McDonald going back and forth with various fans on Twitter, which is highly entertaining, or you're listening to Joe and I talk about it, or some of the others, for everybody that says it's no big deal, it is. And maybe as a media type, we're selfish, but the media is the conduit to the fans. You as fans want answers, and the players talk, and that's how stories are written. And on this show we play a lot of audio because it's, to me, better to hear a voice and how it is said versus just reading it. And then also I like context, Kenny Atkinson taking so much heat for his dumb answer the other night, but when you hear the question you go, okay, still a bad answer, but it makes more sense where you were going with it, because he was asked, why are you confident? And he went all analytical, which again, kind of dumb, but it made more sense. That said, talking to the media is a part of their job. It's in their contract. That's part of what they signed up for, which is why media companies spend billions of dollars with these leagues, and that's part of the obligation. That is why leagues fine players for not talking to the media. It is a big part of the job. Why the games have grown to what they are. And when your star player doesn't talk, that's a bad look. When your star player doesn't talk after a bad game, that's a really bad look as a team leader. That's part of the obligation of being the face of the NBA, the face of a franchise. It comes with the territory, and to a degree, not fair to all the other teammates that are now forced to answer questions for you on your bad performance. Now, they don't mind, trust me. And there are guys that just don't like to talk to the media. Marshawn Lynch comes to mind. Hell, Tim Duncan hated it, but he did it.
He did it.
And Tim was crafty. Now, in the postseason, you have to go to the podium when you're a star player. But I remember Tim used to come out of there was a hallway, a door frame that led to the showers. And then that walks into the locker room. Somebody would be talking over here, and Tim would sit up there in that door frame and then count 5, 4, 3. And if somebody didn't see him and go over there and start the process, Tim was out because he fulfilled his obligation. He tried.
It was available.
But somebody else was talking at the time, maybe Manu. And if nobody broke away, and there were people in the media that would stand by that frame waiting for Timmy to show up so they could get A, first question, but 2, to make sure the guy stayed there and answer questions.
No, absolutely. But I think it was a basketball play. I think Tim and Manu or Tony or whatever, they had that plan.
You distract.
You just take all the meat, because if Manu walks out there, the entire scrum is going to go there to Manu, and then Timmy could just sneak out of the door and just stand there. And sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't, but it is what it is. I think they put a lot of thought into that, actually.
You think?
I think they did, yes. But again, look, I don't know what was going on with Wemby last night. If we find out there was something happening, then maybe I'll revise my statement. And I know most Spurs fans, at least what I'm looking at on our YouTube page, don't give a damn whether he talks to the media or not. And they're going to take up for Wemby, and I get it. He's our guy. But it's not so much about the media as it is about your teammates. And again, you said it, they probably don't care, but they shouldn't have to do that. You're the guy that is, when you have a good game, you're right there answering questions. It's no problem. When you're asked if you should be the MVP of the league, you give a whole presentation. You're right there. But you have a bad game, you're frustrated, and you walk out the back door. It's just a bad look. And it puts the onus on your teammates, who then have to answer those questions and have to face the music. Why didn't you have to face the music? Look, it doesn't take long. They're going to yank you after 10 minutes.
If that.
Yeah, if that. So
if that.
You get up there, you answer a few questions, and you move on, and then you've done your job.
And again, and we've seen play. I don't feel like talking today. Whatever. And 1 or 2 questions and get up and walk out. I mean, we've seen all kinds of stuff. This is probably the most immature move he has made as a professional basketball player.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it is. Now, in his mind, the fine wouldn't have mattered. He didn't have anything good to say. I don't know. But as a leader, you can't do that. I mean, you saw the Cavaliers get swept, and yet their star players are answering questions after every game, because that is a part of the job. LeBron James, think about this, Spurs fans that are saying, Wemby, it's no big deal. What would you be saying about LeBron James if he did the same thing after whatever team he was playing for lost a playoff game and he played poorly? You would be calling him all kinds of things, and we would be ripping him left and right. Wemby is not above that. He's not. Now, the way he looked last night, the way he played last night, and then not talking to the media, if we find out he found out something going on in his personal life or whatever, and that had him distracted, I'll forgive him. But as it sits right now, no. And again, sometimes the PR people will say, hey, he's not going to talk tonight, and here's why. But there was no indication that he wasn't going to talk that I'm aware of. And sometimes it's not our business. So maybe PR won't tell you why he's not going to talk, but they'll indicate, yeah, Wemby's not coming up to the podium. Because you read Mike Finger's column in the Express News, Wemby was in the locker room getting dressed, and other players were talking, and he just walked out and kept going straight to the bus. And nobody talked to him in the locker room as a professional courtesy, because they expected him to be at the podium after he got finished getting dressed, and he never showed up at the podium.
No, he didn't, and he is obligated. I'm seeing here Tariq saying there's nothing to talk about, and he doesn't have to talk if he doesn't want to. Well, he doesn't, but he's going to face a fine by the NBA, because in the playoffs, if he is requested, he is obligated to go to the podium and answer questions. That's just the way that it is. I didn't make those rules up. Jason didn't make those rules up. The NBA did. And so Wemby is obligated to go to the podium if he is requested. And according to Jeff McDonald, he was requested by several different reporters and did not show up at the podium. He's fortunate, very fortunate he didn't get fined. He was warned by the NBA not to do it again. If he does it again, where he doesn't feel like talking, I promise you there will be a fine attached to it.
Screw it.
And maybe he's okay with that. And
I'm sure he is.
If the money's worth it to him to not talk, well, then so be it. But he is obligated to do it. So he doesn't have he has a choice. I guess it's a wrong word, but the NBA mandates it. So that's the way that it is. So for all of you saying he doesn't have to do it, he's supposed to. It's just the way it goes.
Yep.
It's your part of your job. That's what it is. We're talking a lot of Spurs basketball, and we're letting you get it off your chest. And whatever you want to talk about when it comes to the Spurs, let us know. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. On our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, you can comment there. You can also like and subscribe to our page. We would appreciate that very much. At Jason Minix on Twitter. I'm at Joe Reinigle 210. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, let me tell you about my Kinetico quality water softener. Love this thing. It is, what a difference it's made in my house. And if you haven't gotten yours yet, I'm asking why not? You need to. If you've been thinking about it, get it done. They've got a great deal going on right now, including 0% interest for 12 months. That's a heck of a deal, number one. And then they're going to throw in a free reverse osmosis drinking station that they will install right there at your kitchen sink. It is an outstanding thing. The reverse osmosis drinking station is awesome. You don't have to worry about bottled water anymore. Now, look, I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw an article the other day that plastic bottles aren't really good for you. So get yourself a free reverse osmosis drinking station. You don't have to worry about plastic anymore. You just fill up a glass right there at your kitchen sink and drink that beautiful tasting water. It is a great deal. It is for a limited time, so get it done. All you have to do is call 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get them online at KineticoSA.com. And you know the jingle. Sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE. Kinetico. San Antonio's newest sports headquarters, Novo Brewery. Craft beers, full bar, hard kombucha on tap, a handcrafted food menu, and massive LED screens. Attached to North Star Mall with late hours. Visit novobrew.com. That's NOVOBrew.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Your summer starts now with Memorial Day deals at the Home Depot. It's time to fire up summer cookouts with the Next Grill 4-burner gas grill on special buy for only $199. And entertain all season with the Hampton Bay West Grove 7-piece outdoor dining set for only $499. This Memorial Day, get low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. While supplies last, pricing valid May 14th through May 27th. U.S. only, exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And through Friday at Mattress Firm, you can get a Sealy mattress in any size for only $494.99. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Thanks. Is oil marked down?
Save up to $15 when you buy 5 quarts and a filter.
And fuel treatment?
2 for $9 on Lucas.
Brake pads?
Marked down to free.
Free?
Get free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 Duralast rotors.
That's several markdowns.
For many more miles.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hot damn! Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea just got harder with Twisted Tea Extreme. Twisted Tea Extreme is made with real brewed tea, goes down smooth, and an 8% kick of alcohol. Dial up the fun with Twisted Tea Extreme. Keep it twisted. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Got wrecked? Got a pain in your neck? Thomas J. Henry is your next call. Thomas J. Henry has put over $1 billion in our clients' pockets in just 4 years. And we can help you too. Just look at our over 14,000 5-star reviews. The numbers and our clients speak for themselves. So if you've been in a car accident, visit thomasjhenrylaw.com today. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. Principal office in San Antonio.
Got a buddy who thinks he knows baseball? Perfect. On Rangers game days, prove it with the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger you think will launch it out of here. He hits one, you and a friend are headed to a Rangers game. He hits two. Now you've got tickets and hotel. Yeah, you're making a night of it, and your buddy's buying the first round. Wake up with the Morning Huddle. Call your shot and win the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We're hanging out in the Alamo Lounge today. Wow.
Yeah, air conditioner works in here.
It does work in here, and it feels good. It feels good. We're talking Spurs basketball, letting you get it off your chest. Frustrated by last night's game? I know a lot of you are. I've been hearing it all day. The officials suck. What are you going to do about it? And Wemby sucked, and yada, yada, yada. Most people don't care whether you skip the media session or not. So we've heard it all, but if you've got something else to say or you want to reiterate one of those things, you're certainly welcome to do so. 656-3776, 656-ESPN, or on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. You can go there and comment. We do have a poll up, Jason.
We do.
Will the Spurs force a Game 7? Right now, we've got about 126 votes. 75% of those votes say yes, they will. How did you vote, Minix? Yes, I did too.
And honestly, and I know I had Spurs in 6, which obviously isn't going to happen.
That can't happen now.
And I did say I wanted Spurs in 6 because I think if it goes 7, Oklahoma City wins on their home court.
Mm-hmm.
But Eric Corgi, that's what I'm not going to put a dollar on it, but Eric Corgi has been perfect in picking the games so far in this series. And that dog has the Spurs winning in 7, in overtime maybe. So because the first attempt at Game 7, he missed both baskets, and then the second attempt. So do you read into that the dog thinks Game 7 will go to overtime? And if that happens, how epic that would be. Every cardiologist in town would probably be hoping for that.
Yeah.
And look, I see a lot of comments, and Wemby's our guy. I get that. One comment says, skipping out on postgame has nothing to do with his maturity level. I hope he skipped out because he was pissed. Only winners and champions get pissed after losing. Both can be true. He was pissed. He should be pissed. Maybe even a little embarrassed by his game last night.
I should be embarrassed.
But it's his job. That's part of his job obligations. So skipping out because you're pissed, by definition, that sounds like an immature move. Doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Now, there were some good parts of last night from Wemby when he's on the sidelines there, and he's got the whole group, all the coaching staff. You notice that moved out.
Yep.
And just let Wemby handle that. And he was talking to the guys very passionately, to say the least. And I would like for him to have told us what he was talking about there, but I think we have somebody that was there can tell us. Keldon Johnson was there, and he lets us know what Wemby was telling them there in the huddle.
Sink or swim. You're back against the wall. You got to win by any means. Whatever we got to do to get the win. Don't really try to deviate or do anything different. Just triple down on what we do and what we're good at, and I think we'll be in great shape.
I don't know if that's what Wemby was actually saying in that moment. It's a different cup.
Well, but my apologies there.
Must win, sink or swim. What other analogies can we come up with for Game 6 tomorrow for the San Antonio Spurs? Do or die.
Wasn't it Keldon Johnson yesterday talking about the importance of last night's game?
He did.
And he came out and he actually played and had a little bit better game than
Well, yeah,
than he has.
He's had his best. That might have been his best game of this postseason.
Yeah, absolutely.
But and that's even more frustrating is you finally had a great game from Keldon Johnson. You had a playoff career high 22 points from Julian Champagny, who scored 13 in the first quarter. Those two guys showed up, and they haven't yet. And we spent so much time on the show yesterday talking about those two guys needing to show up and play big because you counted on your typical Wemby type game. You counted on De'Aaron Fox being a road warrior. The fact that De'Aaron Fox's scoring average is higher on the road in the playoffs than it is at home. And you saw what he didn't do last night in filling up the stat sheet. Devin Vassell, maybe the most consistent player in this series, not named Wemby, and he had a bad night. So you got your two role guys to play big time on the road, and then you had two starters that wet the bed.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Had to catch myself there.
Yeah. It's hard to wrap your head around how some guys play well in certain situations and some don't. And look, I know Oklahoma City had a whole different defensive plan last night. They made the adjustments because, I mean, obviously they were torched in Game 4. And it's been a great chess match between the two head coaches, Daigneault and Mitch Johnson, and of course both of their coaching staffs. But it's interesting that Daigneault had a completely different defensive plan last night, and it kept Wemby outside, and it kept some of these other guys from doing what they have been doing throughout this series.
210-656-ESPN 656-3776. Renee, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
All right, go Spurs, go!
All right.
Yeah, I was just gonna. How you doing?
We're good.
All right, man. Upset from last night. I got pretty high blood pressure going to work. But I was talking to my friends. How come like Wemby's young? I mean, these guys don't play that much minutes. I mean, that he needs to. Hey, this is do or die. I mean, we won Game 6. I think we would have took it in games 5. We would have took it in Game 6.
Well, I think you're right, and I think there would have been a good chance of that. Wrap it up at home. Unfortunately, they didn't. Now they've got to win Game 6 to have a chance in Game 7.
Well, I mean, and the reality is that the season could end tomorrow night, right?
Could very well,
and or Saturday night, which we've all known, right? I mean, it's just the way this team played in Game 4 for what happened to come back and the way they played it. And really, I mean, you knew Oklahoma City wasn't as bad as what they played in Game 4. You know they weren't going to be 6 for whatever from 3-point range. And they came back and played well. And as bad as Wemby was, it still felt like the Spurs had a chance, right? And but you can look at the box score and go, all right, this team this year, when they've shot below 30% from 3, they typically lose. And they were 29% from 3, 12 of 41. And I was getting so pissed because so many of those threes were coming early in the shot clock. And that just drives me nuts to begin with. But I understand that's the way the game is played. And when you're not making them, they keep shooting them. But they were also sloppy with the basketball last night. 15 turnovers that turned into the 20 points. But it really was the first time in this series I felt like they were being sloppy or careless with the basketball. Oklahoma City is going to turn you over. PJ Carlesimo told us that when he was on the show after Game 1. Don't focus on the turnovers. They're going to happen against Oklahoma City. But when they're careless turnovers, that's another story. Last night, it felt like there were a lot of careless turnovers.
Yeah, there were. There were several. Dylan Harper was one who had some careless turnovers, but there were others. And yeah, that can't happen. That just gets Oklahoma City on the move, and they're well, obviously you can't get back and you can't defend that. So it's a hell of a lot tougher, that's for sure. In case you haven't heard, the Mason Plumlee foul late in the game, a little over a minute and change, I guess, that he on Jared McCain has been upgraded to a flagrant 1. Now, probably doesn't mean much because I don't know if Plumlee will play again.
Well, if he does, the situation's going to be like last night.
Well, exactly right. And if he goes after him, then who really cares? Doesn't make any difference. But just so you know, the league reviewed that today and upgraded that to a flagrant 1.
I'm glad they did.
Are you really?
No, I don't care.
Mason Plumlee, the Spurs bench, that's been the difference in this series, Jason, is the bench play. I mean, it's absolutely the difference. Oklahoma City's bench has been 100 times better than San Antonio's bench.
Yes.
I mean, that's been the difference. It really has. They've done a great job on SGA. They've made him look mortal. And with the other 2 scorers that they have out, obviously Alex Caruso has been a bright star for them. He's kept them in a lot of games, but it's been the play of the bench that has kept Oklahoma City, that has them with a 3-2 lead. And again, last night, same thing.
They are the defending champions. They were the 1 seed the entire year, by far the best team in the NBA. The San Antonio Spurs tried like hell down the stretch to catch them and could never close the gap. Oklahoma City, I mean, you look at those regular season games, and maybe that gave us all a little extra confidence, even though we know the playoffs are a different animal. But some of the comments I'm seeing right now on YouTube, I don't want to say are starting to piss me off, but they're starting to piss me off because, and you guys can go read them. Go to our YouTube page there at sasportstar.com and click through the YouTube. Or if you're on YouTube, search out the radio station. And there's so many coming in. What I was about to read just scrolled way down. But there are 3 or 4 comments talking about the roster construction and blame Brian Wright. This roster is by far not perfect. It's not. But to start blaming the general manager for roster construction when you are in the Western Conference Finals as the 2 seed is stupid, right? Nobody would have thought this Spurs team in October would be in the Western Conference Finals.
No.
I don't think this Spurs organization, from Pop to Brian Wright to Mitch Johnson to RC and whoever else is in the roster construction department, thought this team was going to make a run like this. And I say that they didn't make any move at the deadline, knowing the deficits that they had on this roster, because it ain't perfect. They're a year ahead of schedule, and they're in the Western Conference Finals. And some of you want to bitch now that they lost a game and they're facing elimination that this roster just is what. Dude, if I would have told you in October or November, Western Conference Finals, you would have taken it. We all would have taken it.
Absolutely.
We've moved the goalpost on what we determine as a successful season. But this roster has been good enough to get to the Western Conference Finals. There are 3 teams now left in the NBA playoffs, right? Cleveland, you could look at their roster and go, all right, well, they got to the Eastern Conference Finals. But that's a group that's been together for a while, and you start to wonder. Minnesota has been in the last 2 Western Conference Finals before this year. Will there be changes to this roster? There better be. But to say this team and start blaming the GM and the roster construction and all of that, when none of you thought that this team would be in the NBA championship chase in October, is ridiculous.
Well, it is, but look, it's no more ridiculous than, every time the Spurs lose, it's always the officials' fault.
Well, it is, Joe.
Well, no, it's not. And it's not. It really is not. I don't know. Did the officials cause Wemby to play like a dog last night? I'm not sure they did.
Tony Brothers, every game that he's refed with Oklahoma City this year, Oklahoma City has won. I saw that stat.
I thought the Spurs had a good record with Tony Brothers.
Well, they did, but Oklahoma City's is better. I don't know. If that stat is actually true, and it was tweeted by reputable people, why not? But every fan base blames the officials. There were some questionable calls last night. Everybody will admit that. There always is. Every fan base thinks the officials are against them.
You see it. You go on Twitter. Jason, you go on Twitter when the Spurs win. Oklahoma City fans, the Spurs are dirty. Spurs, they got away with this foul. They got away with that foul. It's just the nature of the beast. And when your team loses, it's never your team's fault. It's got to be somebody else's fault. And the officials are easy to blame. And that's just the way it is. That's been all over the place, that the refs suck. The NBA needs to investigate the officials and yada, yada, yada.
Well,
I just find it comical.
And all that is true. And
it's not true.
Well, I mean, Renee is like, so y'all can get frustrated for Vic not showing up for the media, but we can't get frustrated. Dude, you should be frustrated because we're fans. We're passionate fans, short for fanatics. I get that. But what I disagree with, Renee, is all the Brian Wright. He's not doing his job. This dude has his team with a rookie head coach who was a finalist for Coach of the Year in the Western Conference Finals. If you're frustrated with anybody, shouldn't it be Wemby, who played like crap in the biggest game of his career?
Can I remind everybody of something? The series is not over. All right? It's 3-2. The series is not over.
Well, last night was a must-win.
Well, apparently so, and that's what I said yesterday. You call that a must-win. If they lose, and I guess the series is over. This series is not over. There is a Game 6 tomorrow night here in San Antonio, and then hopefully a Game 7 after that. The Spurs have proved they can win in Oklahoma City. Obviously, they're great at home with the fans, but this series is not over, and we're ready to fire Brian Wright. It's unbelievable. Don't. Let's see what happens, see how it plays out. I agree there needs to be some changes, and I think they did do a poor job big man-wise, getting somebody to spell Wemby, and that's been bad. But the series is not over by a long stretch of the imagination, so let's just pump the brakes a little bit. But get it off your chest anyway.
Absolutely. If you've got a phone line, stay there. Your call's coming up. There's one open, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. See, now I love it. On YouTube, fire Jerry Jones.
It's Jerry's fault.
Yes.
Well, we already blamed Dak Prescott.
Guys, please be quiet. We did. We need Patty Mills.
We need Patty Mills?
In all caps, that's what Guillermo said.
Is Patty Mills, what, about 80?
I mean, in basketball years, he's the general manager of the University of Hawaii program. I'm sure he's in great shape.
I'm sure he's in great shape.
I mean, you talk, we could have used a CP3 right about now.
I'm still not ready to give up on De'Aaron Fox, though. Look, the guy's he's I still think he's hurt. I think he's out there. He's playing hurt. But we'll get to your phone calls when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Is that you or me?
You.
Oh yeah. Let me tell you. You thought it was Joe's time. I don't know. Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can even start the bonding process online. mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail. You don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Whether it's you, a family member, a friend of yours, somebody you know is arrested, your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. Of course, they are discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas. So if you're down at the coast, up in Dallas, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Children want and need to be active. Sometimes everyday activities can be difficult for children with asthma. May is Asthma Awareness Month. The City of San Antonio Metro Health's SA Kids Breathe program is here to help. This free program offers education to better understand and control your child's asthma. If you have a child with asthma between the ages of 3 and 17 and live in Bexar County, call 210-207-7282 or visit sa.gov/health.
Move over, Chips. There's a new crunchier MVP in the snack aisle. Enter pork rinds. Southern recipe pork rinds are low-carb, gluten-free, and packed with protein to keep you going. And the flavors, big, bold, crunchy. From sweet barbecue to hot honey, every bite brings that flavor-packed crunch you crave. Grab your favorites today at H-E-B or online at porkrinds.com. Southern recipe pork rinds are your snack time, crunch time hero.
Healthy vision is about more than seeing clearly. It's about going beyond. From comprehensive eye care with the latest technology to advanced vision solutions that provide deep insights into your overall health. And with doctors who build lasting relationships founded on trust, ensuring that every detail is taken care of. I choose Vision Source to never miss out on life's precious moments. Vision Source, beyond your eyes.
Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text SPARK to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text SPARK to 215-215. That's SPARK to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Memorial Day savings are happening at the Home Depot. Get up to an extra $1,000 off select top brand appliances like Frigidaire. Plus, get free delivery. Upgrade your kitchen with a fridge with an extra large ice capacity, a stone-baked pizza oven, or a dishwasher offering an extra fast 50-minute normal wash cycle. Save on appliances this Memorial Day at the Home Depot. Offer valid May 14th through June 3rd, U.S. only. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $998 or more. See store online for details.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Coming up on the Morning Huddle, Game 6. It's back here in San Antonio. Can the Spurs stay alive?
Do or die. It's coming. We'll talk about it. And are you ready for a 24-team college football playoff? It could be around the corner. We'll tell you how it's going to happen. Get here early. That party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All I want to know, Jason, is did Wemby issue the code red? The Mason Plumlee and Bismack Biyombo there with a little over a minute to play in the game because both of those guys immediately went to Jared McCain and whacked him. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He's Jason. I'm curious, and I'm curious about what you guys think. Do you think Wemby was saying, go blast that dude?
Code red. It felt like it.
It does. And you watch that video, it looks like he whispered in both of their ears. And immediately both of them get a hard foul on McCain. Maybe Wemby's got a little bit of a dark side. He's not the Boy Scout we all think he is.
Well, he probably isn't. But make that make sense. I know what it looks like, right? But at that point, does it make sense? That would be like, I don't know, a relief pitcher coming into the game who doesn't get a lot of innings pitched, and the score is 15-2, and you plunk a guy on purpose. Another guy that doesn't get a lot of time playing, right? I mean, I know what it looked like, and go have some fun, boys. You get some playoff minutes. It doesn't make sense either. So what did he say? And we saw him, yes. and then they go out there and Nancy Kerrigan, me. All right, I mean, it just felt that way. But what would the point of that be? What message does that actually send to? I mean, again, make that make sense.
Well, I don't know. I think it's a matter of just say, go out and whack those. This is what we need, you guys. That's why you're going in the game. And in all sincerity, it's interesting that Mitch hasn't used those guys before. As much as they've talked about the flopping, the physical play by Oklahoma City, I am kind of surprised. Although those guys just are such a detriment to anything that the Spurs are doing that you don't even want them in there for a couple of minutes. But it seems pretty odd that you get the whisper and then you get two hard fouls on the same guy within a matter of 30 seconds.
I'm with you. But in reality, if that's what the case is, and now you're Oklahoma City, you go, all right, that dude put a hit out on us. Guess what happens? Wemby becomes the target next time.
Wow.
And so, like all of it, I know what it looked like. And it looked like you Code Red, right? You go in there and take them out, right? And that's what it looked like. I mean, we're sitting around the roof, a bunch of people there, and the place is packed as always, but the people I was with, did he just what? And then you see the fouls, and oh man. But what's the point? That sends zero message. And now you've got to worry about retaliation. And they're already doing a great job. I mean, Hartenstein on SportsCenter well after the game last night. Dude, what's the recipe for stopping Wemby? I mean, come on, dude. Hartenstein's not that guy. He had a great game. Hold the hell out of him should have been his answer, but he wasn't honest, right? I don't know, team defense. I mean, but what would the point of that actually be in that regard?
I sure wish I knew what the hell he told those guys, though. I mean, because it both the same, it looked like the same message. And I don't know. If one of those odd things that happen that you pick up in a game, and Wemby obviously was pissed off. He was frustrated because he had a frustrating night. And you just wonder what he told those two guys. That's because, look, Mitch Johnson raised a white flag pretty early. There were still over 2 minutes to play. When he took all his starters out and did the hockey
line change.
That's it. Yeah.
Watch some hockey tonight, Joe.
Yeah, well,
I
sure.
mean, you can watch hockey or catch up on Euphoria. Those are your two options.
Well, there you go. Thanks, Wemby. I'll screw it. If I'm going to watch Euphoria, dude, I got to go back to the beginning, or at least
the first two seasons apparently don't have Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, they don't?
I mean, when the Spurs season is over, we'll truly dissect.
Yeah, we'll have to.
But I have no idea what's going on. I'm several episodes behind. But it doesn't matter. You're not watching it for the storyline. You don't really care what the plot is on this show.
Well,
you really don't. You really don't.
Well, only when Sydney Sweeney's on.
Again, you're not worried about the plot.
But there are other characters in this.
There's all kinds of stuff going on in that show. I have no idea what's going on.
Nothing is as entertaining though as the Sydney Sweeney.
That's why you're watching it.
Because she's nuts. I mean, her character is nuts. But and wrapped in a beautiful.
So
package.
Gibbs says Sydney is in all the seasons.
I thought so. This thing started back in like 2019.
I read somewhere season 3 and Sydney's now on it, and I have no idea what's going on either. But that's not why anybody's watching it.
I saw parts of it that were entertaining.
Were you entertained? Were you not entertained?
I was entertained. Let's just put it that way. Yes. She's a very good actress. She does her job well.
And it doesn't appear she
lifts me every day.
it doesn't feel like she has an off night. But in her job, if she's got an off day, nobody's ever going to see the final edit. We all saw Wemby last night have an off day. The most aggressive thing he apparently did last night was order the code red, right? Which, great choice of words with what he did, because he wasn't aggressive when he was out there on the basketball court. I mean, the idea that a guy like Vic, the best player on this Spurs team, future best player in the league, can play 37 minutes, be 4 of 15. He did get to the foul line and make all 12 free throws. So he finishes with 20 points. But he was bad on the defensive end. And Steph Castle was asked after the game about needing Vic to just be more aggressive.
I think so. I think they send so many bodies towards him. It's hard at times. I think he just wants to make the right play and wants to win. So, it's tough, but he's our best player. So yeah, we need him to be aggressive. I feel like that him being aggressive opens up shots for other guys. So.
And he wasn't aggressive last night on the offensive end.
Which very unusual because in game 4 he was.
Yep.
And in most of the other games in these playoffs, he's been aggressive.
Game 1, dude just took over.
He did.
And the silver lining, if you will, with the Spurs facing a must-win Game 6 tomorrow night here in San Antonio, is I fully expect to see a pissed-off Wemby. And what we have seen in this postseason, when Wemby is super pissed, my goodness, look out. You think about that game against Portland. He wanted to play. They wouldn't let him. And, man, he came back pissed off. The game after the elbow, he came back pissed off. We need a pissed off Wemby, because tired Wemby, exhausted Wemby, or whatever the hell we got last night ain't going to get it done for the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, my only concern is how are you not tired in Game 6? I mean, in all honesty, if you're that beat in Game 5, you played another 38 minutes in that game. I just don't know if you can catch up. So he's going to have to take a shot of adrenaline or a shot of something and to get him fired up. And it will be interesting to see. I fully expect the crowd to get these guys going. The crowd has been fantastic. And so in that regard, I expect them to come out fired up. They get a big lead and hang on to it, then who knows? We send this thing back. Look, I want a Game 7. I really do. And right now, that's the only way the Spurs can win this thing and move on. So I think everybody's with me when it comes to a Game 7 because they're just nothing like them.
Will the Spurs force a Game 7? Yes or no? That is our poll question on YouTube. Right now, 75% say yes, 25% say no. Nearly 150 votes so far in the poll. That's way too low. Get to YouTube and vote. Let us know what you think, and then you can always comment there as well. Get to the YouTube page through sasportstar.com and click through. If you're already there on YouTube, search out the radio station and hit that thumbs up button if you don't mind while you were there. But go vote in the poll. Will there be a Game 7? And again, that's the only way the Spurs can advance to the NBA Finals and play the New York Knicks, who are resting. And how cool would it be to have a 1999 Finals rematch?
Well, it would be great, especially if you had the same result.
Yeah.
Spurs in 5. I don't know. I think New York might have a little bit better team than that, but who knows? We won't know until we get into it. And they have given the Spurs a little bit of trouble, a little bit of friction, if you will, in the regular season. So let's get there first. Spurs got to pull off a monumental task, though. I don't think anybody disagrees with that. You got to win 2 games against the defending champs, one of them on their home court, which is going to be a very difficult proposition. Again, though, and we'll talk about it a lot tomorrow, but I'm just so interested in seeing. Look, I think these two teams, Jason, have a respect for each other, but I don't think they like each other very much. We know Wemby doesn't like Chet, and I would only assume that the feeling's mutual. But you could see some, especially if the game gets out of hand tomorrow, either way, some fisticuffs or some.
No.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think it's come to that, and I think I think the physical play has well, obviously it's pissing Wemby off.
Well,
it's in the Spurs' heads.
I would say the only way that we might see it get that kind of chippiness is if Oklahoma City is running the Spurs out of the gym. Because if the Spurs are winning, Oklahoma City knows they can't afford to get there. They know that they've got one to play with. So the only way I could see something like that happen, and I really don't see that, is if a Plumlee or somebody gets into the game late and wants to leave a mark to mark their venture with the Spurs. But the only way that happens is if the Spurs are getting blown out at home, much like the Cleveland Cavaliers, and frustration boils over. Maybe. But Oklahoma City, if the Spurs are winning big or comfortable, and it looks like they're about to win the game, knowing that Game 7 is in OKC on Saturday night, they've got one to play with. They know that. The Spurs,
they don't.
Well, I mean, they better be the desperate team. And that was a phrase that was used a lot post-game last night, is they have to be the desperate team. You know, when you hear players saying, well, Oklahoma City wanted it more tonight, man, as a fan, that pisses me off. I know it's cliche, Julian Champagny, when you say something like that, but, dude, don't say that.
I don't think that they were the more desperate team tonight. I think they wanted the game more than we did. And, we were a step late to a lot of stuff tonight.
Yeah.
He's absolutely right.
He is, but I mean, does that not piss you off as a fan? They wanted it more.
Well, it does, because they shouldn't want it more than you.
In a pivotal Game 5, they played better. All right, cool. They wanted it more, so you didn't give a damn. That's how that. And I realize it's cliche. It's all cliche. Julian talks he went to cliche school there at USC, but man, that pissed me off hearing it. But everything is pissing me off today when it comes to the Spurs because I'm angry.
You're angry, huh?
Well, they lost.
Boy, when you see an angry Minix,
Stop.
Look out. No telling what he might do. He might go nuts right here on the studio floor. In the Alamo Lounge, that's where we're at today.
That was weird.
Which is really kind of I don't know, creepy, if you will.
Creepy is a good word for it.
You know, because we're in a big, it's a
place where there should be a studio audience.
It's a cafe.
It's what? A cafe?
Right. Alamo Lounge Cafe. I mean, we always eat in here when we have stuff.
Well, true. But there's, it's like a band at sound check.
Yeah.
They're on stage and there's nobody in the arena, but a couple hours later it's going to be full. Now, granted, we didn't plan on being here, but the AC is still broke, and we're divas, and we weren't going into the oven to do another 4 hours of talk.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. It feels a lot better in here. I'm just hoping that dude gets that thing fixed. I mean, I don't know. Is there enough duct tape to wrap up those pipes?
Dude, no.
I'm sure there's
When the
not.
ducks quack, feed them.
Oh, that boy, Jera.
How bad is it in there, Pledge?
It's not bad.
Well, what is not bad? 92, 91, 84?
I'll have to go on the other side of glass to see what we're at.
All right. And you're wearing a sweatshirt.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
And skivvies.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Spurs, OKC tomorrow night, Frostbank Center. Must-win game for the San Antonio Spurs. The OKC Thunder, on the other hand, they got something to play with. Somebody asked the question if Jalen Williams is going to play tomorrow night. I thought he was going to actually step out there last night, to be totally honest with you. He looked like he was. We'll talk about that. And whatever you guys want to talk about when it comes to the Spurs, get it off your chest. That's what we're here for today on this wonderful hump day. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Again, if you're looking for a place to go watch the game tomorrow night, I'm telling you, you need to get into Novo Brewery. Get in there, watch the game. And I know some of you probably have, and I guarantee you go in there once, just once. You taste the food, you see the drinks, the full bar, the service, all of the above, and the TVs everywhere. You're going to go back, and you're going to make that place a part of your sports watching routine. I know that for a fact. Look, they're open late hours. They are attached to North Star Mall. You can get there through the mall if you'd like, and but they've also got their own entrance from the outside. So either way you want to do it, you can do it. It's kid-friendly. You can take your kids there if you'd like. They've got a kids' play area that they can handle those kids, so they'll be out of your way where you can watch the game if you'd like. And I mean, it's just a great place. It's a different type of sports bar, that's for sure. Kombucha. Have you tried that yet? It is absolutely beautiful. The menu, I mentioned that. I don't know what they use to cook with, but it is absolutely fantastic. I love the picanha skewers. They are just tender as all get out and delicious. But they've got everything from wings to burgers to sandwiches to ribeye steak. So whatever you are in the mood for, they can take care of you at Novo Brewery. First Texas location, by the way. Get in there, check them out. If you want to do it online before you go, you can certainly do that. NovoBrew.com. That's NOVO Brew.com.
KTFM Floresville. The San Antonio Sports Stars studios are powered by the City of San Antonio Metro Health. During Asthma Awareness Month, Metro Health reminds you asthma doesn't have to keep you off the court. Know your triggers, follow your game plan, and stay ready to play. Go Spurs, go.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack and a $6 Biggie bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Dave Ramsey here. The only water softener I recommend is a quality water softener from Connecticut. It really is the last water softener you'll ever own.
ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Hormones can affect everything. Bad skin, bad hair, low energy, poor sleep, brain fogginess, libido, and weight gain. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we take a functional approach to your hormone problems. Eating right and exercise will not be beneficial without optimal hormone function. This goes for men and women. We do state-of-the-art testing to get to the root of your hormone issues and help you get well and stay well. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. We can help. 210-468-1891.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, some news from the NFL. The Houston Texans Pro Bowl wide receiver Nico Collins reached agreement with the team today on an adjusted contract that guarantees his salary the next 2 seasons. Also includes $9 million cash increase this year, $8 million cash increase next year. Texas Rangers, Houston Astros continue their series tonight. First pitch set for 7:05. You can hear it right here on your home for Rangers baseball, 94.1.
Sports Center brought to you by SAPDcareers.com. The San Antonio Police Department is always hiring.
From the studios of San Antonio's Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Blitz. 2 decades on the radio, Jason Minix. 2 decades on TV, Joe Reinagel. 2 San Antonio sports voices you've trusted for years. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Those might have been my best 2 humps in a while.
That's what she said.
It doesn't take 2 sometimes. Happy hump day, everybody. Hope you're having a great one, whatever you're doing, however you're doing it. Appreciate you joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. My name is Joe Reinagel. His name is Jason Minix, and we're getting better. I think the recovery's starting to get excited for game number 6 tomorrow night. Spurs OKC inside the Frostbank Center. Where are you at, Minix? Are you getting over last night yet, or are you still pissed off?
No, 24-hour rule.
All right.
Today is today. Get it off your chest. 210-656-3776. Tomorrow you wake up, feel good, get ready for game 6. If you're going to the game, you know what you need to do. If you're finding a spot to go watch the game, you know you want to get there early because it is a must-win game. We all talk about the thrill of a game 7. And in a lot of ways, for the Spurs, it is a game 7 tomorrow because I do feel like most Spurs fans feel like there is a chance. I don't see the Spurs going into an elimination game and quitting like we saw Cleveland quit against the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. Because as poorly as the Spurs played last night, it still felt like they had a shot in the fourth quarter. You didn't close out your tab in the middle of the third and say, all right, well, I'm going to try to get home before the storms that Chris Suchan kept interrupting to tell us about during the game, right? As poorly as they played, they were in that game in the fourth quarter. So unlike, say, game 4, where the Spurs blew the doors off Oklahoma City, that was their bad game in the series. And last night was the Spurs' bad game in the series. Most everybody had this series going 6 or 7. And quite frankly, this series has lived up to the hype that we all thought it was going to be. There's been some, and last night, dare I say, Wemby was awful. Do you credit Oklahoma City for that? And you probably should. They defended him well. Oklahoma City made some great adjustments for last night's game, and it bothered San Antonio. And Wemby, for whatever reason, wasn't aggressive.
It bothered him especially.
Well, big time. And why, we'll never know, because he didn't talk to the media afterwards. And I know I said earlier that I expect to see a pissed-off Wemby tomorrow night. And a pissed-off Wemby generally plays great. A guy tweets me, and at Jason Minix, at Joe Reinagel 210, follow us both. Why does Wemby need to be pissed off in order for him to go out every night and do what we damn well know he can do? I don't know the answer, but dude needs to be aggressive every time he takes the court and dominate. We all know he's a competitor. Show it. It's a great question.
I agree with that.
But it's clear just from watching him, dude does look tired. I don't know what he can do to have the right level of energy like every other player. Like SGA doesn't look tired, but SGA has been held in check for the most part in this series. But a pissed off Wemby does seem to play better. All of us have off days at work. The difference is we don't have 9-10 million people watching us and dissecting every moment of what we do at our job. And last night, for whatever reason, felt like an off night for Wemby from the get-go, and apparently before so, because Carmelo Anthony said post-game, yeah, that dude didn't even look right in pregame warm-ups.
And he didn't. There was something off about Victor last night. There really was. And again, is that fatigue? Was there something else going on? We may know, we may never know. Who knows? But he was definitely not himself. That's for sure. And he's got to be, or the Spurs will lose tomorrow night. If he comes out again the way he was last night, the Spurs are going home.
Well, and again, you could tell whether it was their defense, him being tired, whatever. He wasn't aggressive. And Mitch Johnson says, yeah, you need to get more than 15 shots from Vic.
We're going to need to. He's got to take more than 15 shots, even with the free throws. And, yeah, he's going to have to score more than 20 points for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, he's got to. He's got to be up 30-plus at least. And then he's got to swat. He needs to be high in blocks. All of the stats that we're used to seeing Wemby have, he's got to have. 20.6 rebound effort from Victor Wembanyama ain't going to get it done.
Well, it's not. And again, Mitch was asked, was it Oklahoma City's defense that limited the shots for Vic?
Yeah, combination of both for sure. OKC did a good job. We got to do a better job. And that's, yeah, probably the easiest in terms of when you just surface level stuff, that he'll definitely need to take more shots. But there's a lot of things all over the place where even we had advantages and we just didn't make simple plays to take advantage of the opportunity in that possession. And in this type of game, you got to be sure of everything you're doing in a very secure, mature way.
Now, see, and Mitch says that he's got to take more shots. But what kind of shots do you want him taking? I don't want him standing around the three-point line all night taking, 5, 6, 7, 8 threes. I don't want to see that. I want to see Victor inside. And look, if they're going to come at him like they did last night, and it was like an offensive line coming at a defensive end and blocking him. And look, Oklahoma City did a good job in that respect on Wemby. And if they're going to do that still, though, he's still taller than anybody else. And if you got that short-range little jump shot right there in the middle of the paint, I think he's going to make the majority of those that he shoots. And he's got to get aggressive. He's got to be inside there no matter what Oklahoma City's doing. He cannot settle for just roaming around like he did last night outside the three-point line.
Well, even Steph Castle said Vic has to be aggressive on the offensive end.
I think so. I think they send so many bodies towards him. It's hard at times. I think he just wants to make the right play and wants to win. So, it's tough, but he's our best player. So, yeah, we need him to be aggressive. I feel like that him being aggressive opens up shots for other guys. So
he's right. He does. And if the whole Oklahoma City team's got to come to him, that means there's a couple of guys open.
Well, and again, Devin Vassell was bad last night. He didn't shoot the ball well. De'Aaron Fox didn't shoot the ball well last night. You did have a playoff career high in scoring for Julian Champagny, who finally showed up. Keldon Johnson looked like the guy last night that won 6 Men of the Year. He finally showed up. But then you have 2 starters that were no-shows. Well, maybe 3 if you throw Vic in there. And tell me if I'm wrong here. I don't remember a game in Vic's short NBA career where he's been bad on both ends of the floor. We've seen him struggle offensively, but his defense was always there. ESPN had a stat today that blew my mind. I didn't think he was great watching the game defensively, but I didn't think he was this bad. When Vic was the primary defender, the Thunder were 11 of 16 shooting.
Wow.
69%.
Wow.
Typically, that number is way low. And that it's I don't know that it's happened before where Vic has been bad on both ends. He was a liability on the defensive side and the offensive side. That doesn't happen a whole lot.
No, it really doesn't. And did you notice last night? And I've been saying this the entire playoff run, not to give anybody any advice, and I'm sure they're listening. But the guards, Caruso, the other guard, they were getting inside. They were driving to the basket despite the fact that Wemby was there. I don't know if they sensed something that he was off and they thought that they could test him, but they were being pretty successful with that. Does that change? Will they continue to do that? Will they be aggressive inside when Oklahoma City has the ball? I don't know. It's going to be an interesting game, and I think, again, each game in this series has had its own storyline, and tomorrow will be the exact same in Game 6. It will have its own unique storyline. What will that be? Going to be interesting. You want to go to the phone lines? Is John still there, Pledge? All right, let's go back to the phone line, 656-3776, 656-ESPN. John, you're on the Blitz. Welcome.
Yeah, I want to get off my chest that I'm tired of when they put those Fiesta shirts out there. I don't know if y'all got connections. Can y'all call up there and tell them to put the black shirts? Because I think they've only won one game against Portland when they had those Fiesta colors. Fiesta's over. Let's make it the black hole, make it look more scary, more dominant. I'm superstitious. Especially for the Game 6, man, and I just dished out a good change to get 2 tickets, and I don't want to go over there and see those Fiesta colors. So hook me up, Jason or Joe, and give a call down there to the arena and see what y'all can do. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you, John, but I those shirts have already been printed, ordered, and probably are already getting placed on seats. I don't know what color they're going to be tomorrow.
I don't think they can anymore. They did it one game. I think you only wear those alternative uniforms once.
Well, he's not talking about the alternative uniforms. He's talking about the free shirts on the seats.
All right.
See, here's a guy who's worried that he just forked over some coin. And again, I checked with my buddy John over at Awesome Tickets about going to the game tomorrow night. Yeah, I love my niece and her husband. They're visiting. We'll be at the Root Pub.
Yes.
But I think this dude's worried that he's going to end up with a pink shirt or a yellow shirt or the blue shirt. Those are your 3 options.
But we don't know, John. He might like the pink shirt.
Well, look, I've got sure. I mean, he just wants a free black shirt is what it sounds like.
I understand, and I'm with you, John. I would prefer to see those black shirts, just to go Spurs go or something like that.
But the arena looks great when they do it, and everybody wears it.
They do, but I'm with him. Fiesta's over.
Well, look, I mean, this whole playoff run is a fiesta. Is it not? It's supposed to be a party. I get that. I mean,
tomorrow's not necessarily a party just yet. I don't know what kind of attitude you're going to have going down to the arena tomorrow night.
Well, I mean, you better go with the attitude if you forked over money to get in there that it's going to be a party at the end. The black shirt to me tells me you're ready for the funeral and the season to be over. I would rather have a better, celebration of life is probably a poor choice of words, but I'd rather have the Fiesta celebration in those colors.
All right. How about just a nice white T-shirt?
Those are generic.
I'm saying, dude, I don't want to see Fiesta colors anymore.
You get a white shirt and you spill something on it almost immediately.
Well, who cares? It's a T-shirt. Dude, that's a good question. If whether you're going to the arena tomorrow night or you're going to be watching it on TV, it doesn't matter. What color would you like to see in the arena? I want to know, because that's the important stuff that we all need to think about. Is it Fiesta colors, white, black? I guess that would be all they could be, right? That's it. What's your preference? We're talking about it.
Hey, we got a deal on these gray shirts.
Exactly.
They could do that. You're starting to sound like the wife. Well, what color's the shirt tonight? Who cares?
Well, it does.
Who cares?
It matters.
It doesn't.
What if you called John at Awesome Tickets and say, dude, just make sure I'm not in a pink or yellow shirt?
So you're going to – yes.
You think he could do that? I'm not sure.
John could do whatever you want to do. See, now our friend Adam over at KSAT, he's got a great idea. We need to do white shirts and water cannons.
Yeah. Water cannons. I'll never forget that. Incredible.
You know, Adam, as you say that, I just got an email from our friends at Circa Las Vegas, where we will be at the end of August. If you want weenies and bikinis, their $5,000 hot dog eating contest at Stadium Swim.
Well, as long as there's not weenies in bikinis, that's.
I love wieners.
That's not going to happen, is it?
I mean, it is 2026.
Well, it is.
We know the talent that is employed by Circa Las Vegas there at Stadium Swim. I don't think that should be your concern. And why that would be your first thought is rather alarming, Joe Reinagle.
You said weenies and bikinis.
Weenies and bikinis.
I'm just putting two and two together, my friend.
No, you don't attach them. I mean, you know, it's not Novo Brewery where it's attached to North Star. Could you imagine the weenie attached to Sydney over there at Stadium Swim?
Dude. Don't. Hey, we're going to be back there in August.
We are. I just said that.
And with fan cam.
Yeah. What?
Fan cam.
Oh, yeah.
We got to. I don't know if we'll be by the pool or not.
Yeah, no, not in August.
But we will definitely have video.
We will be at the pool at some point.
We will have video.
And keep in mind, though, the Cowboys just released their preseason schedule. Their home preseason game, Friday, August 28th, against the Saints. You're going to have to miss that one and join us out at Circa Las Vegas.
Absolutely.
And you know what?
It's preseason anyway.
Well, but you know what I'm thrilled about that? The station is going to be obligated to carry this preseason game on Friday, August 28th.
Right.
And here I was worried I was going to miss a high school football game for the first time in a gazillion years. And we wouldn't be allowed to carry. We will have to delay our high school football broadcast by a week because we are obligated to carry the Cowboys. So
now, Pledge, can everybody see this, or is this just for me and Jason?
No, everybody can see it.
What are we looking at?
We're looking at Sydney.
Here, I'm looking at the Cowboys preseason schedule. Thanks for the heads up, Pledge.
Speaking of bikinis and weenies.
See, now
Come
Pledge,
on, dude.
you've got the wrong photo up there. I mean, remember, I was able to, with my new iPhone, to make my wife disappear out of that photo.
You need to share that.
I thought I did. You know, the new feature on the iPhone where you can make objects disappear.
Yeah. So there you go. That's what you get when you join us out at Circa. And the service was great, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah.
Service with a smile.
It was fantastic. Yeah, coming and going. Yeah. Enjoy that, everybody. If you're watching on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube
Pledge
page.
took it away. Just as people could get there and see it, Pledge takes it away.
Pledge. Well, maybe we'll put it back up when we return here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, we could take that photo, just parts of it, and put it on a T-shirt for Joe Reinagle to advertise us going to Circa. We could do that over at Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. You want your own Game 6 shirt made, you whatever you need as you get ready for tomorrow night's Game 6. Get over to Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. You need T-shirts screen printed, he'll get you taken care of. You need caps done. He has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom waiting for your logo. If you need your logo on a golf shirt, a fishing shirt, a dress shirt, Sam has all the big name brands, Port Authority, Travis Mathew, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, Eddie Bauer, North Face, even carries a full line of Tommy Bahama. You need uniforms. He has over 700 uniform lines to choose from, all kinds of industries, restaurant, construction, medical, schools, leagues, you name it, Sam can get you taken care of. And if you're running a business, his new sign shop can do your signs, banners, flags, car magnets, vehicle wraps, window decals, so much more. Promotional items. Sam does it all. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Call 210-824-3900 or get into that massive showroom down on San Pedro. 1 mile inside Loop 410, across from the McDonald's. Check the website, samsembroidery.com for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
The Morning Huddle.
See, you're talking like that little old lady at the Spurs game now. It's just not right. It's just not right.
Yeah, she's talking directly to me. How can I afford it? Yeah,
she was. And Vic is that little old lady. Vic's like, how do they afford it?
I know.
Outrageous.
I literally mow lawns on the weekends for extra money
to buy the ticket.
My favorite thing that Vic said was like, he was mowing his lawn and some dude came by and said, how much? And Vic was like, this is my house.
I live here.
My house.
I live here.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The San Antonio Gunslingers are out on the road battling across the league, but they're coming back home strong. Mark your calendars. Saturday, June 13th, they ride into town to take on New Mexico in a huge home showdown. Stay locked in with the team on social media and at SanAntonioGunslingers.com. Tickets for the June 13th home game are on sale now. Get yours today and bring the family out for professional indoor football. The San Antonio Gunslingers, lock and load.
It's Military Appreciation Month at North Park Chevy. Service members get up to $1,000 bonus cash. Get a 2026 Silverado 1500 Crew LT for $15,000 off MSRP. Drive the 2026 Colorado with 0 payments for 90 days. Or take home a 2026 Equinox LT for $26,359 with 2.9% financing. Together, let's drive. North Park Chevrolet. 10 minutes off Route 410 in Castroville. Must qualify. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
Healthy vision is about more than seeing clearly. It's about going beyond. From comprehensive eye care with the latest technology to advanced vision solutions that provide deep insights into your overall health. And with doctors who build lasting relationships founded on trust, ensuring that every detail is taken care of. I choose Vision Source to never miss out on life's precious moments. Vision Source, beyond your eyes.
This is the highlight of my morning. Hey, what's up? It's Island.
And I'm Josh.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit is that it's our go-to morning comfort.
You've got that nice golden fluffy egg.
With a soft, flaky biscuit.
Crispy bacon.
Melty cheese.
You want something quick, you want something convenient, but most of all, you want something good.
There's no better way to start your morning.
There we go.
Start off the morning with a Chick-fil-A Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit with Simply Orange Juice. Order on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
The U.S. Treasury just released its official financial report for 2025. Buried in it is a startling admission. By its own numbers, it appears the U.S. government is insolvent. When governments go this deep in debt, they print money, raise taxes, or cut benefits, none of which can help protect you. That's why people move part of their savings into physical gold and silver. Call Monetary Gold at 877-NOW-GOLD for their complimentary gold and silver guide. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. Do it before the next headline, not after. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
If Twisted Tea was your best friend, they'd start a dance party in the supermarket that turns into a pool party at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea is smooth, refreshing, and always fun. Twisted Tea Hard Ice Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly. Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and have been practicing law here since 1994. And in the past 30 plus years, I've helped hundreds of San Antonians injured by negligent drivers. If you've been injured in a car or truck collision, call me, 210-900-0400. I did want to let you know of a very disturbing trend I've seen that you really need to be aware of. If an attorney or someone acting on that attorney's behalf calls you after a traffic collision, with very limited exceptions, that is called barratry or solicitation. It's a crime and is unethical under our state bar rules. Do not answer these phone calls. Do not hire an unethical attorney. Neither I nor anyone in my firm will ever call you after a traffic collision. If you need my help, and if you've been injured in a traffic collision, I think you do, you'll need to call me. My name is Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Wait a minute. What is that song? If you like pina coladas.
And Spurs Fiesta shirts.
Yes. Well, some people don't.
Yeah. You can't
know,
read that one on air.
I just had a friend of mine text me what he thought about the Fiesta shirts. So he's not a fan.
You know, I'm a fan of some new iPhone features. If you're watching on YouTube, Pledge has the new corrected version of that Sydney
Does he
photo
really?
out there. Yes.
Well, then you need to get back over there. If you've left our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page.
Who would do that?
I don't know why you would do that, because you never know what kind of surprises. And we're just trying to help you out. It kind of helps you get over your depression of last night's loss by the San Antonio Spurs. So go there to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. You will like what you see.
Your hair messed up?
Sure, yeah, that.
Nobody's going to notice your hair in that photo.
About my hair messed up.
It's the only thing that wasn't up in that photo.
Jason, come on.
Whoa, careful.
It was a bang in the... Oh, I would advise all of you, if you need a little pick-me-up today, so to speak, go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. You're going to like the view there. Just quickly, the injury updates are out. Nothing for the Spurs. Everybody's good. No problem. A.J. Mitchell and Jalen Williams both listed as game-time decisions. Now, that's an upgrade for Oklahoma City, just simply in the fact that Mitchell, the day before Game 5, was already ruled out. So he's not ruled out of this, but it is a game-time decision. Whether they'll play or not, who knows? But there you go.
Did Wemby order, as Joe pointed earlier, and I like the phrasing, a code red? Jared McCain, his, quote, after that hard foul from Mason Plumlee, late in the game, McCain said in his post-game interview, quote, "That was crazy. I didn't expect it, obviously. We're at the free throw line." And I was like, "Why'd you do that, man?" I'm just asking him a question. He was like, "I've got another one for you, too. It's all competition, so I got to respect it." But, and obviously that foul has been upgraded to a flagrant one by the NBA. Mason Plumlee only played 2 minutes in garbage time. Look, at that point, McCain was, what did he have, 20 points, his first career playoff start. He did have 24 in Game 3. So when he's gotten some time to play, he has played well. But you wonder if one of those two guys, if J-Dub is able to play, will McCain even be out there? But what the hell is Mason Plumlee doing? I mean, that's Duke on Duke crime. Maybe this is not anything to do with Wemby. Maybe this is, I don't know.
Dude, I just think Plumlee and Biyombo were following Wemby's orders. Wemby said, "Get them." And they said, "Yes, sir." I think it's what happened. Like, I don't know what point it serves. I don't know if it was just a message, if it was Wemby saying that guy was killing us tonight and he needs to pay for that. Whatever the case may be, it was pretty obvious. Everybody saw the video. Wemby whispered something into both of those guys' ears, and then both of those guys fouled McCain hard.
But what's the point?
Well,
and I say that if Wemby did say something like that, and we don't know, but he said something, and then we saw everything. So every armchair detective is going to say he ordered a hit. The retaliation is coming back to who? To Wemby. Right? You can't be that clear and obvious about it, but maybe. I mean, it's all up to speculation. Not that he would have told us in the post-game interview, but Wemby opted not to go to the podium last night and talk to the media, and he's getting hammered by the media for that today, as he should, because that is a part of his job. A lot of Spurs fans are defending Wemby, saying he doesn't have to do that, but he does have to. That's part of his job. And I'll just say to Spurs fans, because I think it was a very immature move by Victor for skipping out on his media obligations and whatnot. But had LeBron James or at SGA after his bad game the other night skipped out, you guys would be hammering him. Vic isn't immune from the criticism. And after a piss-poor game last night by Vic, his worst playoff game ever, but the biggest game he has played in as an NBA star, Game 5 of a 2-2 series, and he's not aggressive. He shoots 4 of 15. He doesn't get any rebounds. 6 of them. He only has 1 assist. And now, granted, assist numbers can be fluky. He was getting his teammates involved. They just don't end up as an assist on the stat sheet. His numbers would have been pretty high if he got credit like a hockey assist works. But in reality, he was bad on the offense, and he wasn't any better on the defensive end. He had a bad game last night, and the criticism for his performance is fair.
Absolutely, it's fair. He's a professional athlete. We criticize professional athletes all the time. And Wemby just didn't have it last night for whatever reason. He did not have it, and he should be called out for it. And not going to the podium. Look, I know a lot of Spurs fans don't give a damn. They don't, and they've told us so in various forms today. And that's fine, and I appreciate that. And I'm not saying this because I'm in the media, although to the media, that's important. You want to talk to Victor Wembanyama. He's been the best player in this series. I don't think there's any question about that overall, with the exception of last night. And people want to know what happened. What was wrong with him? Was he okay? Is he feeling all right? Whatever the case is, doesn't matter. But he left his teammates up there hanging out to dry. They all stepped up and went out there and didn't say, you know what, I'm just going to the bus. The hell with all of this. They didn't do it.
I know a lot of fans have told us today that they don't care about who goes to the podium.
Right.
I call BS on that.
All right.
Because at some point along the way, and it's fairly recent, if you will, that post-game press conferences are televised. And they wouldn't be if people didn't want to watch them. They're available on YouTube. And go look at the views that those things get. There is a reason that, let's say, Don Harris on Channel 4, in the middle of what is news time and not sports time, who's on the podium, they go there.
They do.
Right? And Don's been doing that every game because they're all on NBC. But even then, middle of news, even weather is being interrupted. So-and-so is down at the podium. We're going to carry it live. If you're watching Sports Center, they're going to carry it live because enough fans are watching that is something that all the research says we've got to do that. You don't want to wait to, all right, well, they're talking. We'll clip it up in the next hour of Sports Center. We'll get to it. It's the immediacy after the game that it provides. But if fans didn't care who was at the podium, all these networks and whatnot wouldn't be carrying them live. And if we didn't think you cared, we wouldn't play their audio on the shows the next day. I like playing audio because I would rather you hear the voices saying it than us just read a quote.
Well, absolutely. You hear the inflection and the passion or non-passion or whatever it is. And I think you get more of the gist of what they meant and how they meant to say it. But again, look, he can't do that again. No matter however long the Spurs last in these playoffs, he can't do that again, or I think the NBA is going to have to fine him. And we're talking about significant.
Yeah,
we're talking about $25,000 for a lot of these guys that don't go to the podium after games. It's not just $1,000 or $2,000 for these guys. It's significant,
and it wouldn't be a significant fine by the NBA if the NBA thought you guys didn't really care. Right now, again, I know that you are protecting your guy, Vic, and I'm with you. But at the same time, that was immature on his part. But don't sit there and tell me, and you might not care. You who are writing, you don't care. You might not care. But many, many people do, or it would not be a part of what is now considered normal coverage. That's the bottom line. If they wouldn't be televised. I mean, there was a time where, you would sit in those press conference rooms and basically have to yell to get your question in. Now they have PR people walking around with microphones and you're supposed to identify yourself. And those are all protocols that they want us to do. You ever watch a Dallas Cowboys press conference? They carry all of them live. Why? Because you guys care. Do we need to hear Clarence Hill every time announce who he is, or Calvin Watkins, or everybody introduce yourself? Why? Because you're on the record, but for the viewing audience, they gave everybody microphones so you could actually hear the questions as opposed to just the player sitting at the podium talking into the microphone, because they realized this is an important TV product, and it sounded bad when questions were being asked when the reporters didn't have microphones that they were holding. So obviously enough people care about it. That's why it's a part of the norm now, and it's unusual when a star player opts not to go.
And obviously, look, if he'd done that in the regular season, it wouldn't have mattered. But it's the playoffs now, and that's when the NBA mandates it. They don't mandate it during the regular season, and that's why these guys don't. But typically, I think Wemby has talked after every game.
Yeah.
regular season or otherwise. And,
Well, and if he skipped a regular season, I mean, he might be requested. And I saw something on Twitter from Jeff McDonald earlier saying there are some times in the regular season that, you'll forgive him or not cause a stink because, the Basketball Writers Association, whatever it's called, could file a complaint because it is a part of their job. It is actually in their contracts. It's an obligation to be available to the media after every game.
Well, he wasn't last night, and, just a little slap on the wrist for Wemby.
He got a warning.
Isn't that sweet? Wemby's gotten away with a lot. He got away with an elbow, and he's gotten away with that. And so the NBA must he's the golden child, I believe, right now. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night. It's going to be interesting. We do have a poll up on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. We got 192 votes, y'all. All right, we need to get 8 more. The question is simple. Will the Spurs force a Game 7? 78% of you say yes. 22% of you say no. I need 8 more votes on this thing. Wake the kids, phone the neighbors. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let me tell you about Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. Their phone number, 210-651-5899. The website, quartermoonplumbing.com. You've got an emergency situation, you need to call Quarter Moon. If you need maintenance done on your AC unit, they've got great maintenance programs. And if your house is smelling a little bit off, they've got the solution for you. They call it their Breathe Easy package because apparently this is an issue. And so they realize a lot of people have a problem. We've got the solution for it. This Breathe Easy package will get that funk out of your system. They'll deep clean the blower motor, blower wheel, and AC housing, clean the coil, disinfect the inside of your AC cabinet, and then install a UV light that will zap bacteria and other nasty stuff that's in your unit. You're going to get cleaner air, a fresher home, and an AC system that smells like it should. So if your house is smelling a little bit off, it might be your AC unit. Call Quarter Moon. They've got the solution. 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
All right, step up. If you really know the Rangers, this is your game on Rangers Game Day. Make your call. In the morning huddles, Ranger Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger who takes one deep. He hits one, you're in. Ranger tickets. He hits 2. Now we're talking tickets and a hotel stay. Big swings, big rewards. Wake up with the morning huddle and cash in with the morning huddles Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code TRACK to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code TRACK to borrow up to $10,000. Use code TRACK to borrow up to $10,000.
Hello, Connecticut. May I help you?
This is Bill Tyson. Is this my Connecticut Pro?
Yes, Mr. Tyson. What can I do for you?
Calling from Yellowstone National Park.
Mm-hmm.
Old Faithful just erupted and reminded me I didn't set the vacation bypass on my Connecticut water conditioner. Would you run over to my house and set it? I've hidden the key under my doormat.
Well,
I forgot to set the bypass last year. I had that other brand, and the software used up 4,000 pounds of salt in a week.
Mr. Tyson, relax. With your new Connecticut, there is no vacation cycle or any worries about salt. If you don't use any water, your Connecticut won't either. We not only believe in saving salt, but also in saving water.
Would you go over and unplug it then? I'm trying to conserve electricity.
You forget that your Connecticut doesn't use electricity either. There's nothing to plug in. And don't forget that your Connecticut is also completely automatic.
Mean I can relax and enjoy my whole vacation?
That's right.
This is great. I've got Old Faithful here at Yellowstone and an Old Faithful in my Connecticut water conditioner at home.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Connecticut SA.com.
License number 38961.
Celebrate America's 250th with our limited edition O'Reilly Brake Parts Cleaner. 2 for $8 at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Do or die, it's coming. We'll talk about it. And are you ready for a 24-team college football playoff? It could be around the corner. We'll tell you how it's going to happen. Get here early. That party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Do or die, must win.
Sink or swim?
Okay, that too.
Well, that's what Keldon said.
Yeah, well.
Sink or swim.
That's
back
what
against the wall. You got to win.
Back against the wall.
Backs against the wall.
Yep.
Wow. Don't really try to deviate or do anything different. Just triple down on what we do and what we're good at, and I think we'll be in great shape.
All right. He's optimistic. I like the glass half full thing. And we got to hear from Keldon because he actually went to the podium last night.
You know, I love the debate, and Jeff McDonald's Twitter feed today is entertaining as hell, and Tom Osborne has entered the chat.
Oh, nice!
With this one guy, somebody Spurs team media crucifying our 22-year-old franchise player for not showing up after a devastating loss. Mind you, he never did it before. Truly sad individuals. Crucifying. Good grief. Let's not get hysterical here is what McDonald tweeted out. Tom Osborne jumps in. Devastating loss. See Game 6 of the 2013 NBA Finals. Manu Ginobili going to the podium after committing 8 turnovers. Jeff chimes in. How about Manu Ginobili going to the podium after fouling Dirk Nowitzki in Game 7? It's a part of the job, and team leaders face the media afterwards. They take the questions. It is a part of it. It's not an easy part of it. And honestly, and Joe, you know this, it's tough to ask questions to somebody that's just had a performance that way, but that is a part of the job.
Well, here's what I'm going to say about this. And I know people don't care, but I don't really care what you think. I care, and he should have done it. Grow a pair. Wimby, get up there, even when you play bad, grow a pair, get to the podium, and answer questions. Because last night he didn't have a pair. He forgot them in the bus. He left them there. Grow a pair and answer the questions when you have a bad game. Because this dude is great when everything is rolling and everything's right. He's fantastic. And something goes wrong, well, bam.
Well,
he runs.
And as often as media around here gets criticized for not asking the tough questions, I'm surprised the fans are mad at the media for allowing Wemby to. I don't know. I don't get it. Could you imagine if he played for the Knicks?
They'd kill him.
Or again, I know we're talking about Wemby and we want to protect ours. I get that.
Yeah.
But what if LeBron had done this? What if Spider Mitchell
SGA would have done it?
Or Spider Mitchell after the Cavs got swept and didn't go to the podium? It's a part of the gig. And I get it. Maybe he didn't have anything nice to say. All of that's there, but it is an obligation, whether you think it is or not. We're telling you, it is a part of his job. That's part of his job responsibilities. It's not one of those other things that, we find out in our jobs, other duties is assigned. And then you realize, well, I didn't sign up for that. Well, that's other duties it's in their contracts. You know what the obligations are. There are typically financial consequences if you skip. The NBA has only warned him, which is a bit of a surprise considering the stage that the Spurs are on. And I am willing, because watching him play last night and hearing Carmelo Anthony say on the postgame show that he didn't look right in pregame, maybe he got some news from something that bothered him and had him distracted. And that's a possibility. So I reserve the right to say, all right, you find out later that something happened and he was distracted. Cool. And we can all forgive and forget, and we will when he has a monstrous Game 6 tomorrow night and forces a Game 7 Saturday in Oklahoma City.
But I guarantee if he does that, he'll be at the podium.
Oh, absolutely. With a lot of thoughtful answers, because that's typically what you get from Vic.
Well, of course. So, he didn't make it. He didn't get fined again. And so we'll see what he does tomorrow night, but he's got to show up.
And, maybe because Vic is an intelligent dude. He is. And you know what we're talking about today? Vic not going to the podium, as opposed to Vic shooting 4 of 15 and being very passive last night. He wasn't aggressive. So maybe he read the tea leaves and said, you know what? Let's not let them talk about my game. Let's let them talk about me not talking.
I wish I could say that, but all the morning shows are talking about.
Well, and so are the afternoon shows. He was awful last night.
That jackass Perkins said he got punked last night.
You know what?
By Isaiah Hartenstein.
Perk is right. He did.
He did.
He did.
So yeah, people still talking about that. So if that was his goal, it didn't work. He's still being talked about. He's got to have a monster game, and you got to figure he's too damn talented not to. And I'm sure that on the plane ride home, even though it's not that long, Mitch Johnson is watching some things to see how he can overcome what Oklahoma City did to Wemby last night, and see if he can get something going on. And I fully expect another move by San Antonio in what has been a fantastic chess match between the two head coaches of in this series.
Well, and one of the things that Mitch has to balance is Vic looked tired as hell. And if he is that tired and somehow can't regain his normal energy, how do you scheme when you've got tired players?
There's probably moments where you feel like the game can be in the balance, or really crucial part of the game, I guess, whether you're making a run or the other team's making a run. And sometimes that can supersede the typical rotation or what you're trying to do. But, there's an understanding that if we want these guys to play a certain way, they have to be able to have energy to do it. And so sometimes you just got to make a gut call on that in terms of, what that means in the moment and playing certain guys and then what the return on that could be.
And what's sad for Mitch and his challenge is you've got to play Wemby. You've got to play him 40 minutes a game. At this point, you don't have a choice because you take Wemby out of the game, it's an equalizer. Or
Luke Cornett is a swinging door.
Well, even advantage Oklahoma City because of what they can do. And that's the problem. So Wemby's got to play the majority of the minutes. And that's why I think he's as fatigued as he is, because of the number of minutes. That plus the fact that Wemby's not used to playing this many games in a season.
Nope.
None of these guys are. Yeah, nope. Look at any of them. even a De'Aaron Fox who's been in the playoffs before is not used to playing this many minutes or this many games.
Well, and again, I mean, everybody's tired. Steph Castle talked about how you deal with the exhaustion.
I'm fine. Personally, I'm good. But yeah, just, trying to play through it. It's tough. I just think with the way they guard, how physical they are, we don't get that same luxury to be able to play as physical on the other end at times. But offensively, I think we do a good job of screening and playing through it. So I think we create a lot of advantages, but I think we just missed a lot of open shots tonight.
And I think that's the key too. And he does take a shot at Oklahoma City and the officiating, by the way, there. But he did it in a way where he's not calling out the refs, so he's not going to get fined, and nothing's going to happen to him. I predict, and we'll talk a lot about this tomorrow, Jason, but I predict the Spurs will get the whistles tomorrow. They will get the advantage of the officials. Scott Foster's there, the extender.
Yes, sir.
So we'll see what happens. The only thing the officials can't fix for the Spurs is making buckets. And if they're having another poor shooting night, that's going to be a problem.
Well, I know 79% of you voting on our YouTube poll feel like the Spurs will force a Game 7. 79-21, 211 votes are in. You still got about 60 seconds to get in there and get your vote.
60 seconds? Damn.
Well, 50 now.
That's a long time, Jason.
I mean, 45 seconds now.
45?
This is where we say goodnight and hand it off to Pledge.
I think we will. We do have extra innings with James Pledger coming up next year on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Join the fellas in the morning, AJ and Rob, hopefully fully clothed. They'll get you started at 6 o'clock with the morning huddle. And Jason and I, we'll get you ready for a big game. Game Night San Antonio brought to you by Vision Source. We start tomorrow at 2. Until then, everybody have a great night.
KTFM Floresville. The San Antonio Sports Stars studios are powered by